Can't change the world, but you can leave a corner of it pretty fucking nice. William David Chappelle III. Is it a glass break?
And we are live.
Sounded like it.
Gang, gang, baby, you already know what it does. Yeah, I just want to say that fucking Dave Chappelle's dad did not swear in the quote. I swore in the quote. Yeah, you already know. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody in general. Shout out to you guys. Fucking happy motherfucking Friday.
Hey.
You already know what it does. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Shout out to you, bro.
I heard that one.
Nice.
But yeah, so any motherfucking way, I'm Styles the Prophet, baby.
I'm B Show.
I'm Jonesy.
Yeah.
Fraser Image.
And together we're the Basement Weirdos. This is the 4G Audio Podcast. Tonight we got fucking Fraser Image in here again.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Oh, shit. That's why I spell it with the little fucking...
The accent.
Asante good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wasn't sure if it was... I don't know if it is, but...
Yeah.
Oh, man, I just want to say all the fucking... all the mailings back to normal. Because I ordered some shit from Amazon. So, man, I ordered some shit from Amazon. Like, it was Amazon Prime shit. So you can actually, like, select to see, like, all the Amazon Prime shit. That means that you'll get it in, like, a couple days or whatever. So,
Yeah.
It was, like, probably a week into December, I ordered some shit from Amazon Prime that I was, like, it was from Prime, right? So I'm like, cool, yeah, I should get it soon, right? I will say they told me, like, it's going to be a while, right? They told me it was going to be after fucking New Year's. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, I'm ordering these as Christmas presents, you know? Like, shit. So I had to give some Christmas presents late. But my point is that the other day I ordered some shit from Amazon. It might have been, like, fuck, I don't know. I better look. Oh, it's on my phone. But might have been Tuesday or some shit like that. Fuck, might have been Wednesday morning or something. But either way, point is it came really quick. I got it today.
Yeah, that shit does come quick.
I don't know what made me think about that, but yeah. Oh, because I'm wearing my fucking nice new snow pants. That's what it is. Got some snow pants.
Nice.
We're fucking ice fishing and shit next weekend.
You gotta have snow pants.
Nice, buddy.
If you're not Canadian. You're not Canadian if you don't have snow pants.
Yeah, no, I did. I had a couple pairs. I had a pair of fucking nice, like, snowboard pants or whatever. I bought them.
Yeah.
Whenever I worked at the Peaks and shit.
Yeah. Was it 686?
They were?
686 brand?
No, I think they were, the fuck were they? They might have been O'Neill, maybe.
Yeah, O'Neill's makes good too. I was gonna say that.
But they ended up kind of coming apart at the pockets and shit, and then they ended up being a little too small for me. But no, and then I had a pair that literally I've had them since I was probably 13 years old. But they have lasted me that long that they were Columbia, like they're like good ass.
Yeah.
But you could like separate them. They were like jeans, like they were pants, and then or not jeans, sorry, shorts. You can make them into shorts and shit. But they were snow pants. But anyways, they lasted me forever.
Snow pants that turn into shorts? That seems like counterproductive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, you know, you fucking snowboard in like California or BC or some shit. Get out there and you can snowboard in the middle of summer, right?
True.
Yeah.
And it's warm up top too.
That's
not that I know from experience, but whenever it's the sun's out, I hear people are out in their T-shirts and shit because it's that warm.
We used to snowboard like from in Pakenham, fucking when it was like end of season. When it was starting to get warm, but there's still enough snow on the ground, you know, and you start, you get all, you know, bundled up to go out, and then fucking before you know it, especially when you're hiking, because we used to like hike the terrain part. Yeah. So instead of going down and then jumping on the lift, going all the way up, we just like unstrap and fucking walk up the hill, take a run, unstrap, walk up the hill. So like doing that a couple times, and you're sweating. Yeah, even just if the sun's out on a fucking, like, you know,
Doesn't even have to be like a fucking spring type shit. But even too, like my buddy, shout out to, actually he was on here before, JDG. Shout out to JDG, my boy. He before he actually like moved out west, he went out west to go to I think it's called Camp of Champions or something like that. But it was like in the summer, and you go there, and the fucking top of the mountain still got snow on it and shit, and they build a little skate park or snowboard park or whatever.
Yeah.
Dope.
Sick. Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, everyone's up there in their fucking shorts and shit, or not shorts, but t-shirts and shit.
Fucking jorts.
Yeah, fucking right. So we.
Do you say
jorts? Jean shorts.
Yeah, is that what you said? Jorts? Yeah, okay. You got what now?
I was gonna say we got Malcolm in the comments saying Styles looking.
Shout out Malcolm.
Styles looking fresh.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, fucking right. I thought that was gonna go somewhere totally different, because I was up in the fucking New Ottawa podcast looking for tonight's guest.
Oh, right.
In that fucking group chat, yeah. I hit up the group chat. I was like, yeah, where's this fucking Jay Honest dude?
Oh shit! Yeah, right.
I dropped the bomb. I dropped it, but whatever. Fuck it. He's obviously scared or something.
So I'm just gonna say it, like, Jay Honest, if you're watching, fucking, or if anyone is showing you this, fucking, what's up? We just wanted to hang out and chat, you know.
What do you mean?
He blocked us, bro.
He blocked us and shit.
Just randomly blocked us.
Yeah, the 4G account and Styles in particular.
So if you got a problem, say what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comments are open.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
But seriously though, yeah. I mean, it was. I feel like it was out of nowhere. So
yeah,
I just think maybe he got nervous. That's sus, bro.
For sure.
So I guess there's like a comment, like there's like there was. Did you comment on something or like like?
No, man, that's what I don't understand. Like, nobody said anything.
No.
Because he was planned to be a guest, right? We were going to have him through into the studio and fucking kick it. Like
Okay.
Right? But
so maybe he was afraid.
Yeah, there was never any, like, you know what I mean? We were going to have him on like any other fucking guest. We didn't have anything sneaky about it. I mean, there were some questions that were probably going to be asked, but at the same time, those questions were also probably obviously going to be asked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it now for sure. At first, I was just like, oh, like were shots fired? I thought maybe
there was no shots fired prior to him blocking us and shit. But a buddy of mine commented on his Perpner. You know him? Yep. He gave us some weed there one time. Yeah. But he fucking messaged him, or not messaged him, he commented on his last post and was like, hey, yo, like, fucking, why are you dodging 4G or whatever, right? And then he said he got a notification, but when he went back, the notification wasn't there. And then he went and Googled, or not Googled, but he searched his name again. And it showed up and showed that, like, Jay Honest had no followers and no posts and all this. And then he followed him. And it showed that he followed him, and then it unfollowed him real quick. So I guess he blocked him. So he blocked me, he blocked 4G, and then, like I said, my buddy messaged him today or commented today, and he fucking just didn't even say anything, just blocked him. So, I mean...
What's his name?
Who's that?
He goes by I am Jay Honest on Instagram. He's got the blue check and everything.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I was gonna ask him about that with the blue check and the fucking. He's got the blue check. He's got like 250,000 listens on in one of his songs or something like that. He holds a bunch of numbers. So I wanted to ask him about that. Is that real or what? Oh, you find him? I am Jay Honest.
Yeah, but it is funny though, because like even just as an outside observer, like if he's got all these numbers, like just through doing this alone, we've met so many like Ottawa artists and like anyone that's really like hustling and doing a thing in the city. It's like you see that, right? But for this dude alone, like I don't see his I haven't seen him perform like at a show. Like, I don't know, man. He just seems like these numbers are not justified, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you feel like if.
I get ya.
Yeah, like you feel like if you've heard of every next rapper in Ottawa with fucking 300 followers, you probably fucking should have heard of
this guy, right?
Fucking yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense though.
So it just seems like the numbers that he's pulling in apparently, and we got Malcolm in here, right, saying that he's like paying for followers and shit, and like pays for.
My only thing is,
views, like,
my only thing is how can they send you a fucking plaque if you got fake followers, or fake like listens and shit? But at the same time, it just seems sus because it's like someone else said too. I'm not sure, but like his numbers jumped one time or something like that. Like it just went from like nothing to a bunch. But and I'm also like not discrediting the dude.
Happen, right? That can happen.
True. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not discrediting the dude or even like saying anything bad about the dude. It's just that is kind of sus. It's like, oh, like you're making a lot of fucking noise like somewhere, but like no one's talking about you.
Right. Because it's like, for argument's sake, like take someone like Toggs, who got famous like, on TikTok.
And he was on Ellen. They're not on Ellen. His song was on Ellen.
Oh man, his songs are everywhere. It's crazy. But that's what I'm saying. Like for someone like that, like he blew up overnight too. It was just like he made a couple songs on TikTok. They got used in millions of videos, and before you know it, he has this crazy following, right? But there's like evidence of that. You can see that. Should I DM? What are you gonna say?
No,
I
look
get
at
blocked,
this
dude?
guy.
Send him the link.
Yeah,
send him the link.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I was just gonna say pull up to 4G audio.
I could probably do that.
Send him the link.
I was just gonna do that.
Do it up. Yo,
yeah.
Hey man, but here's the thing, man. Like, I mean,
Rustle some feathers.
It's like, okay. So like,
this is the thing. You don't lend yourself any credibility when you dodge these questions. Like people want to know. Like if you're this big an artist in the city, you'd think you'd be fucking more than willing to show yourself, talk about yourself, promote yourself, do whatever. But when you start blocking people and like dodging questions, like you said, it's sus, right? Like
yeah.
And like the other thing too is like it's like yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. You guys, you guys know how it goes.
I don't even think the blue check's real. I don't even think that blue check's real. I don't know.
It's not,
I was just looking in the comments too, and Malcolm was saying that Spotify doesn't give away plaques, for fake followers, but like you can buy a fake Spotify plaque.
Yeah, true that. No, true that. True. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, because you just fucking find a picture of one and get them to frame it. Yeah, true.
Something, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can even check the comments of his like posts and stuff, and it's like one person spamming him.
Yeah, Is it the one dude with the hearts or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that earlier too.
It looks like the same guy. All of it. So that's kind of sus too.
But like, whatever. You know what? I've said this before too. Actually, I said this on the New Ottawa podcast. I don't really like to talk about people when they're not there to defend themselves, but at the same time,
he had his chance.
Exactly.
I feel like and I also feel like too. It's like okay. So if some random stranger, which he is basically a random stranger to me, but if some random stranger blocked me, I don't give a fuck, right? And I don't give a fuck. But if you're my friend and like we are intended to speak again, then like you block me, then I would love to know why the fuck you blocked me, right? I'm not saying that me and him are friends, but I'm just saying that me and him had a conversation where we were going to speak again and he was going to come on the podcast, right? So if you're going to straight up block me and the podcast, then like I feel like I want to know why, right? You know what I mean? So like it's like I said, it's not like I use the friend example because I'm just thinking that like in the sense of like me, like say me and Jonesy, we're supposed to fucking like when this conversation ends, I guarantee that I'm going to talk to you again in the next couple of days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because now with him, like I said, we're not friends, but we have this relationship where we have discussed this fucking terms and like we're gonna do this thing. So I feel like if you're just gonna ghost me and fucking block me and shit, then you kind of fucking what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like you owe me the fucking what was that for? You know, like and again, I'm not offended or like upset about it, but it's just like why? Like what did we do?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess
he probably just wants to avoid the questions. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Did he even know those questions were going to be asked?
Did he know?
I mean, typically we're not really that kind of podcast, though. You know, we're usually hanging out and shit. But
it is relevant or not relevant, but like it has been brought up recently. So right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, it's like I get it too. You know what I mean? Like if you maybe like did something wrong, or even just like the suspicion of doing something wrong, in the sense of like you don't want to look bad or whatever. Yeah. So I mean, I what I'm saying is it could be innocent, and he's just like I don't want them to ask me about that because I don't want to talk about it.
You can always
say it before, that's the thing, yeah. And that's the thing is even like I said this before too, like Adam 22 and shit on the No Jumper, they talk to the people beforehand and say like,
no, I'm gonna ask you this.
I'm gonna talk about this. Like, okay, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, cool. Then don't talk about it, right? Talk about it, right? So I mean, like, and we're also fucking pretty cool dudes. We're not fucking here for confrontation. So if he was like, yo, I don't want to talk about any of this shit that's been brought up, then like, cool. Let's get it. But my point is that if like I personally don't think that I have done anything wrong to like now to make him like block me. So because he didn't block Jonesy, but he blocked 4G and me.
You personally, right? So and you're like the bigger face of like the whole podcast, I guess. But like, why he would single you out when we're clearly all part of the same thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what I mean. I'm like, okay, was it me? I'm like, was it me? Like, did I do it? I'm like, man, I don't think I've ever like done or said anything like super brutal towards him or like about him or anything. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Is like I'm like, well, what did I do? Like, what the fuck is, And again, too, I'm not upset, but I'm just thinking I didn't do anything wrong. I personally don't think I did anything wrong. So then why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, it's all just fucking suspect shit, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Whatever, man. Well, fucking, I'm a fucking hop in the streets and get it, man.
Hey, man, that's all you gotta say. It's fucking next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Okay. So you guys know about the Monoliths shit going on in the last little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's been like the Monolith thing like showing up in different places and shit, right?
Yeah, that's like silver thing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know what's funny is actually seeing those videos and like seeing that all this come up. I googled like what a monolith was. Like I saw the picture, and so I get like that's what it is. It's like if someone showed you a picture of like if you didn't know what a car was, but someone showed you a picture of a Civic and they were like, "This is a Civic." You're like, "Okay, that's a Civic," but you don't know that like that's a car. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right.
So I'm like, what's a monolith, right? Like, I get that you show me a picture of this silver fucking stick in the ground, but what's a monolith, right? So the point is that I learned what a monolith is, but I've been fucking watching these videos recently about like abandoned shit and just like mysterious shit and whatever. And like, this monolith shit has just happened in the last year or so, right?
Yeah, it was just last year.
Yeah?
Towards the end.
I don't know much about it.
Within the last few months, I would say, anyway.
Yeah, that's what I feel, right? Man, so like I said, I've been watching these mysterious videos and all this shit and whatever, right? I watched this video today. They're talking about a fucking 8-foot tall Lego man that keeps appearing in places.
What?
like on beaches, and like it's an 8-foot tall Lego man.
So you couldn't really like.
I forget what the shirt says, but it's you watch that?
You couldn't really like fuck with it because it's so big, like the other thing. Because apparently the other thing, people were like fucking with it. Lego man, you.
And so, but my point is I'm like, okay, wait a sec. I'm like, how come this is the first time? Oh, and the other thing too is I forget like what years and shit that this Lego man started showing up. They call him Ego Leonard.
Ego?
Yeah, Ego. Yeah. It's Ego Leonard. Google it. It's an 8-foot tall fucking. One sec, I'm gonna check real quick on my notes. Yeah, Ego Leonard. Ego Leonard. And anyways, so this thing is a fucking 8-foot tall Lego man, and it just shows up places. It just randomly fucking shows up places. Like it's like the one picture I remember seeing was on a beach. I don't know if it's always a beach, but this one picture was a beach. But they did give a bit of an explanation for it, and they said that like some dude is like an artist, and it seems to pop up just before he does, like, so it happens in, like, say it showed up in Ottawa. Well, like the next week this artist was having like a fucking art exhibit in Ottawa, you know what I mean? So they think they've already connected it to this guy, and they think it's him just doing art shit. Did you Google it, Jonesy?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
What does this shirt say?
No real than you are.
Yeah, and I don't know what it means. And the guy in the video said it as if like, you get it, you know. He's like, and the shirt says no real than you are, like, or whatever, you know. And he said it like as if it was like, and it says this. Imagine that, you know. I'm like, I don't get the joke, you know. Like,
yeah, I don't get it either. But it is.
He must be
foreign. When you first said it, I thought it was like an entire thing, like built out of Legos, like little Legos. But it's like a big giant fucking Lego man, right?
Yeah, it's an 8-foot tall like Lego dude, like the fucking like Lego guy. There was also too. This is kind of like jumping away from the Lego thing, but I watched another thing too where this family found a fucking buoy on the beach, and it was covered in like barnacles and shit. So they were like picking the barnacles off and stuff, and they took it into their car and they drove it home. And then a little while later, like a week or two later or whatever, they're watching the news, and the news is covering this thing that the like what do you call the Coast Guard? The Coast Guard or whatever found this fucking it was an old, like, they had mines in the water for submarines and shit. And it was an old undetonated mine, and they had just left it there because they didn't know what to do with it. And this family took it home. They took it home. So they called the military and were like, "Hey, like, come get your shit." Like, so they went and fucking like,
come get your shit. We have this mine of you. Come get your shit.
Yeah. So they went. They actually detonated it. They showed a video of it detonating and shit too.
Crazy.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Pretty fucked up. Yeah, I've been watching a bunch of crazy videos lately. Like, so it's funny. My brother was talking about. So, I watched this video about these tunnels. I'm kind of just going on a rant now, but I watched a video about these tunnels, and these tunnels were made in Kiev, which is where my brother went whenever he went to Chernobyl and shit. And
which is cool as shit, by the way.
Yeah. And we'll have to have him back on to fucking really talk about it.
Yeah. I want to see some of the pictures.
Yeah, true that. And the funny thing is he's got a bunch of pictures on his Instagram, but he has a bunch of pictures that he hasn't showed anybody.
That's sick.
Or he hasn't like posted. But no, in Kiev, all these tunnels, and they were made by Stalin, you know, Joseph Stalin.
Oh yeah.
So Joseph Stalin made these tunnels. He was making these tunnels, and they were train track tunnels and shit like that. But they had like a system where you could like cover up the tracks and then just like drive on it like a road. So if you needed to, you could run in close all the tracks, drive through with your Jeep or whatever, then open all the tracks and the train could come through and shit, right? But he was building all these tunnels, and this was just before World War II. Okay. Then World War II happened, and they had to like shut her down and like go to war, right? So they never came back and built these tunnels back up and shit because they weren't even finished, so they didn't go back and build it. And then like Kiev or whatever was gonna like build them and shit, but they were all full of water and shit. But now people go through with like kayaks and shit. But anyway, so I was telling my brother about that shit. I'm like, man, whenever you went to Kiev, you should have went and saw that shit. And he told me about the Tunnel of Love. It's crazy, man. It's like a fucking 5-kilometer train track tunnel. But when you walk through, it's all like green. All around it is green. Google it. It's all around like vines and shit. And so apparently lovers like to stroll through there. Anyways, I'm getting way off topic, but I told my brother
it's pretty.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's cool, man. But I said to my brother, man, you should have went and checked that out whenever you were there, like the tunnels and shit. He's like, oh, I want to go to the Tunnel of Love. I think that's one of Stalin's tunnels too.
That's actually
but anyways,
cool as shit. Like looking at some of these images. Fuck, sorry, go ahead.
Can you pull one up on the screen?
I can try. Yeah, I'm using all my overlays right now. So hold on.
I guess there's a lot going on. But no, the other thing is that so then he's like, I want to go to. He named a bunch of places, man. He wants to go to. There's this place I saw a video of it before. It's like a old diamond mining town, and like a bunch of like it was colonized by like British people or whatever. But it's in Africa. It's a little town, but like when you go there, it's all abandoned and shit, right? But it's in the desert, and all the like buildings are filled with sand and shit because it's all been like blown through into the buildings and shit. Anyways, I'm getting fucking way off now, but he brought that up and shit, right? And he's like, I want to go to Battleship Island. And I was like, man, I'm like, is that fucking like Fort Drum? And he's like, no, it's Battleship Island. It's such and such island, whatever. So I looked that up, and I'm like, oh, I found it. Oh, cool, yeah. So then I was like, I thought you were talking about this, and I sent him a picture of what I was talking about, Fort Drum. And he's like, man. So he's like, okay, watch the video on Battleship Island. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll trade you. I'm like, you watch the video on fucking Fort Drum. And Battleship Island is literally an island that they like made into like a town. Like it started out as like a coal mining town, and then like Mitsubishi was a coal company before. What? So it was Mitsubishi. Yeah, man, it was Mitsubishi Coal something. And they would go there and they would all live. There was houses and shit all there. Man, go check it out. There's a video by Steve Ronan or a video by Exploring with Josh. Both of them bomb. But they go through and it's all like apartment buildings and shit. And there was apartments for like the single miners, and there's the miners with families. There's all this shit, man. It's crazy. But then the island, then they ended up using it for like war, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, the place I thought he was talking about is Fort Drum. It's like a big, like, it was an island, but they made it like literally, man, when you look at it, it looks like a battleship, but it's like a big concrete structure like in the middle of the ocean. And it has like big guns and shit on it. And back in the day, man, I forget who owned it originally. I think it was Japan. And then I think the States took it over. But then I think Japan took it back or something, or maybe vice versa. But either way, in the end, the fucking States filled it with like diesel and all kinds of fucking fuel and shit like that, and fucking like shot a bomb at it or whatever. The thing fucking exploded. Like, it's still there, like it's still solid and shit, but it fucking, put it this way, man, there was fucking big steel fucking like door on the top of it. They said it was like 3 inches thick and like fucking, it was huge. Like it was fucking 3,000 pound door or some shit. Like it was crazy, right? I saw the video and the fucking thing is like, it fucking flies in the air like fucking 300 feet or some shit, but it's like it weighs as much as a fucking car. But that's how bad the explosion was. And they couldn't go in there. They couldn't go in there for a few days, maybe even weeks, because it was still so fucking hot.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so these are just some videos I've been watching, but my brother said, "Oh, I want to go to fucking Battleship Island." I'm like, "Is that like Fort Drum?" And then we traded videos. So he watched Fort Drum and I watched fucking Battleship Island.
I'm gonna have to watch both of those now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And there's some crazy shit. The one dude goes to like, it's called Nara Neverland or Nara Dreamland. It's a fucking Disney in Japan or something like that, or Disney in China. But it's abandoned as fuck because Tokyo. It's in Japan because Tokyo built a fucking Disneyland not long later, and this one went out of business because Tokyo had one, so there was no need to go to Nara or something like that. Anyways, I'm getting fucking crazy into this, but I watched a bunch of crazy videos, and then it's just funny. I guess where I'm kind of going with this is that I watched a bunch of like abandoned videos in the last little bit and like mysterious places and shit like that, and then I go to my brother, who is like more like familiar with this shit. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, like this place." He's like, "Oh, I already know what you're talking about. I've watched 10 videos on it, but have you ever heard of this place?" I'm like, "Oh, look at that place. Holy fuck." So like he turned me on to a bunch of other cool shit. But yeah, there's so much shit, and the thing is he was talking about shit that he's like, "Yeah, that was my next like vacation, you know." And like before all this fucking COVID shit, I was trying to get my it's coming. My passport. I always want to say GPS, but I was trying to get my passport. I still have the paperwork, but it's dated from fucking like a year and a half ago or a year ago or whatever. But it just ended up a bunch of bullshit. But my point is that me and him were like, "Yeah, let's go somewhere," right? I'm like, "I'm getting my fucking passport and shit," and then all this shit happened. So he's like, "Yeah, my next place was this place." I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm like, I wanted to go.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You can't go nowhere without anybody like fucking judging you or like anything.
Well, and that's the thing is I just want to fucking. I mean, I feel like this is like an unspoken rule on our podcast is that we try not to bring up the fucking you know what, but but my thing is like I just saw all the rules on our like fucking stay at home shit, and it's like. There's a bunch of shit that you can leave your house for, right? It's like, you know, if you're going for food, if you're going to take care of somebody, like if you're going from your house to someone else's house to take care of them, if you have an animal to be taken care of,
if you need to buy a car, you can come see me because we're allowed.
Exactly. Essential, man.
We're all essential. Come back here. It's a tool. You need it. It's winter. You don't drive.
Who decides what's essential for someone else? Right?
If you're exercising, if you're fucking, there's a list of shit, right? But on that list is travel. So I'm like, what do you mean travel? Because if the cops pull me over and I'm just driving, I'll say, yeah, I'm traveling. Like, you know, but when you read the like subsections of it, the like travel is that if you're driving from your house to like the airport or the fucking train station or the bus station to travel somewhere outside of the province or outside of the country, then you're allowed to leave your house. I'm like, wait. I'm like, I can't leave my house unless it's for a list of these fucking things. And one of those things is if I'm leaving the fucking province or the country. What the fuck? I'm like, so you're allowed to leave the province and the country, but I can't leave my fucking house?
It's all a bunch of bullshit, man. Like
it's weird.
I'm over it.
None of it, even if even in the state of emergency that we're apparently in, and they have all these emergency laws and regulations or whatever. They
won't go away.
Well, your Charter of Rights and Freedoms supersedes that. So like, even if they give you a fine, if they give you a ticket, just be like, okay, whatever, take it. Don't fight them. Don't be a fucking. Just take the ticket, fight that shit in court, and state your case that you are a sovereign individual, you know, citizen of Canada that, you know, has a Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and this bullshit does not supersede that. You'll probably win. You'll more than likely win. I'm not gonna say you're 100% gonna win, so don't. Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
Honestly though, fucking fight that shit.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's
Here, I have something to say right now, okay? I think I said this in a daily joint, but I hope there's a lot of people watching this. But, okay. I have a thing with this whole fucking curfew shit. Is like, okay, so thing is Quebec has a curfew. Ontario has a fucking stay at home. Like, there's not a curfew, it's stay the fuck home. You know what I mean? And like, so I feel like that takes a lot of freedom away from us. And so my point is that I'm like, okay, wait a sec. I'm like, okay. So the reason why they used to smoke weed on Parliament Hill with like a fucking gang of fucking people is because they can't arrest 10,000 people for smoking dope because they just can't. There's if you're gonna arrest that guy, you have to arrest every fucking other one of them.
It was a protest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So here's my thing is sure, I can drive down the street and if the cops pull me over, I say, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. You can't pull me over just to find out where I'm going. And I don't have to explain to you where the fuck I'm going. Then now I get in shit and, you know, all this fucking bullshit, right? And I'm a piece of shit and whatever, right? But if you get a fucking 1,000 people or more or whatever, right? Fucking driving around or just standing on fucking Parliament Hill or whatever, right? You could get the same effect, right? You're going to fucking give me a $750 fine for leaving my house, give fucking every one of these people a $750 fine, and I want to see you write every fucking one of them out. But my point is that no one will fucking stand up for this. Everyone would go out. There'd be 10,000 people out in the fucking Parliament Hill, maybe even more, for fucking smoking some weed and trying to get weed legal. Well, now with this shit, you'd be lucky if you could get 100 people to go out and protest this shit. And the thing is I think part of it is because of the stigma of if I go out and protest this shit, everyone thinks that I'm fucking thinking that COVID's not real or that I'm fucking being unsafe or whatever. It's just that they're going beyond the fucking Call of Duty on this, and it's fucking sickening.
And I completely agree with everything you just said, 100%.
Yeah.
Dang, baby.
Same page.
True though, man. Like compliance to unlawful like regulations or recommendations. It just means at any point in the future, at any time, if there's anything that the government's doing, they could just be like, oh, stay-at-home order. There's an emergency, like state of emergency, stay-at-home order, and people can't congregate in groups of more than 5 people.
Outside.
Yeah, exactly. So like it gives them that precedence. It sets the precedent that they can get away with, determining how many people can congregate in my own fucking house. Like they have told me this year, or like within the last year, what I can wear on my face, how many people I can have in my house, when I can leave my house, like what's essential and what's not essential. It's getting out of control, and people are like, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist, you're just this, you're just that. But at the end of the day, like it matters, man. People need to like actually pay attention to, like, okay, like you said, this shit, we're not saying this shit's not real. We're just saying that they're using it as an excuse to get away with some shit that they should not be allowed to get away with.
Yeah. 100%. And like even too, like, man, whenever I was my son's age, I was in grade 4, man, and I fucking didn't do my homework, and the fucking teacher was like, why didn't you do your homework? I said, well, so wait, sorry, rewind a little bit, right? We would walk from my school up to town hall, and we would stand in front of the monument for the fucking war veterans and shit, right? And we would do the moment of silence and shit, and we would fucking honor those dudes that fought for our freedom and shit, right?
Yeah, we did that.
So I took that like too literal, I guess, whenever I was a kid, that I was like, oh, like we live in a free country, cool. Like that means I can do whatever the fuck I want then, right? So then, I mean, I will say that whenever I didn't do my homework, I wasn't thinking this, but when my teacher asked me, why didn't you do your homework? I'm like, well, wait a sec. I'm like, because I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? Like some dudes fought for me to do whatever the fuck I want, right? I mean, I understand that like this is ridiculous. This is coming from like a 9-year-old, right? So I look back on it and think, man, you're like that's dumb, right? But my point is like, is it, you know, they give us this idea of a free country, right? And then like, even too, like I have people, like some of my friends are like, well, you know, like you can't just not have a government. I'm like, yeah, I know that, and I'm not preaching that you should have like no government. But they'll be like, oh, you can't just not have a government. But then like my thing is people that bitch about this shit, but then go like they're bitching about like, oh yeah, like they shouldn't make us stay in our houses and they shouldn't be taking our freedom away. But then they turn around and vote and shit like that. That pisses me off because it's like you are just playing the game that's feeding into the government, and that all this shit that's happening right now. I'm not saying that it was like planned, but I'm just saying that it before, like many years before this, it was already discussed that if anything like this happens, that they have the last call and they tell you to do whatever the fuck they want, right? You know what I mean? Because there is a thing that says that when we're in a pandemic situation, that the government can do whatever the fuck they want, right? They can do this, they can do that, right? So my point is just the fact that you agree with that and want them to like have this like government, and you're like, yay, government, you know what I mean? And like I said, I agree that you do need some kind of structure. Like anarchy is chaos, it's not going to happen. But my point is that now you have like, oh shit, I lost my track. But yeah, so then yeah, it's like, okay, so people are like bitching like, oh well, they can't do this to us. I'm like, well, but did you vote? Like, yeah, well then you voted for them to do this to us, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, it just, I always look at it, it's like you're in a plane and there's a captain flying you to a destination, and people inside the plane are bickering between themselves, like which wing gets them there the best. Is it the left wing or is it the right wing? You know, is it liberals or is it conservatives? Yeah. And it's like they're all fighting each other like, oh no, I like this wing better and I like this wing better. But like none of that shit fucking matters because there's a whole another pilot over here that is behind the shadows that you don't know about, that's taking you all to a destination that both of these fucking wings are flying the same fucking plane. Like they it doesn't matter. Like they're just,
yeah, it's still gonna go to the same place. Exactly. And everybody's just arguing.
Because like you said, it's like a fucking...
That's a good analogy, though.
They already planned that shit. They already know. Yeah. They already got the destination in mind, and they're just making you fight between yourselves. Like, oh, no, you're a conservative, you're on the left, or sorry, liberal, you're on the left. Yada, yada, yada.
So, I hate politic conversations, but did you guys see the fucking... Did you guys see what Joe Biden just announced? He's giving everyone $2,000.
The trillion.
What's up? What did he do?
Oh, he's giving everyone $2,000 because before.
Oh yeah.
Before this, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, like $2,000 would be better than 600," you know. And then he came out just today or yesterday and was like, "Yeah, so 2,000 go a lot longer than fucking 600. So here you go, everyone." And now he comes out looking like the hero.
Yeah, well. It's like $1.2 trillion.
This is why I'm saying
of debt,
buy some
of pure debt.
Buy some Bitcoin, because that paper money, that fiat currency is going to be worth nothing soon.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah, get your Bitcoin while you can.
Well, that's just it too. The other thing is fucking. I don't know.
Everybody watching, get your Bitcoin while you can, because she's going up.
Oh yeah.
It will surpass the cap of gold market share in probably 10 years. So we're still early.
Oh, it's still early for sure.
Yeah.
Is it?
And we're already and Bitcoin's at 600, 700.
Yeah, it's still in like the early adoption phase.
It's like
right?
I think the cap for gold market is like $1 trillion or something like that, and like give it 10 years, it'll be there.
Oh, for sure.
Or no, sorry, it's less than $1 trillion. I think it's like 900 billion or something like that. It'll be there. So we're still early, even being at what it is now.
There's 7.4 billion people in the world, and you have the audacity to think that you matter.
Thanks, Dad.
Sorry,
always.
You ever heard of Watsky?
You gotta stand out. Yeah. There's 7 billion people. You gotta stand out.
No, you ever heard of Watsky though?
Yeah.
Yeah, Watsky, Watsky, Watsky. A song called Stained Glass 2 or something like that, I think. But he had, man, honestly, the best. The kid's bars. He's it's like kind of like a spoken word. I don't think there's really like much of a beat to it. It's more like spoken word, but he's like, there's 7.4 billion people in the world, and you have the audacity to think that you matter. And then like he goes on and on, but then later on he goes, there's 7.24 or 7.4 billion people in the world, and I have the audacity to think that I matter or whatever, right? So he turns it around on himself and shit. But that song, bars, that kid, it's like I first heard of him whenever I first heard of what's the Token?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I first heard of him whenever I heard of Token, and I was just like, man, I'm like, what is wrong with these kids? I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like,
who would you rate as the better rapper out of those two?
No, well, it's hard to say because, yeah, I don't know. Cause, well,
put you on the spot.
I want to. I jumped to Token, but it's only because Watsky I haven't really like adventured into. I've really only heard like that song, like maybe the first one, like the Stained Glass 1 or whatever. But I don't think I've actually heard him like rap songs, you know. So then I would jump to Token just because I have the most like catalog for him.
For like the longest freestyle or something like that.
Who's that? Token?
Watsky,
yeah. So now that you say that, the funny thing is at first I was like no, and then I was like wait, no, okay, because Royce the 5'9", I think it was, had like a fucking correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Royce had like a 24-hour one maybe.
I thought it was Mers.
Mers maybe, okay. But yeah, so I remember somebody had like a record for like a 24-hour fucking, he went for like 2-minute piss breaks or some shit like that. And then Watsky I think took the cake on that one. So yeah, at first whenever you said that I was like no, and then like wait, Watsky I think he did.
Yeah, it says it right here. 33.
Oh, you got it up there.
He went for 33 hours.
Man, okay, wait.
3 hours.
In 2022, so it's recent.
Before 2022, next year.
It's 20,
I know what you mean. But okay, so before I pose this question, I was thinking the other day that we should try and do this. We should try and do a 24-hour fucking stream.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What's his name? The LA Beast does it. So LA Beast does all kinds of like eating and drinking challenges and shit. But LA Beast did like a 24-hour fucking live stream. And so I thought of that the other day. But anyways,
yeah, he does a lot of that.
Right, so wait, I'm just gonna say this right now. So if anyone is listening or in the comments right now, or anyone listening in the future, if you're listening on a streaming app, or if you're listening on fucking wherever the fuck you're listening to, if it's 2 years from now, whatever. Maybe not. But I'm just saying, if you're listening right now and you want us to do, because that's actually a fucking good idea. If you want us to do a 24-hour stream, fucking let me see. I want to see it in the comments. I want to see some messages. Let us know, and we'll find a way to do that.
Fucking right.
Yeah, I want to see some ideas. Give us some ideas. Because do in the 24 hours.
Yeah, true. And that's the thing is you need some shit. Like, man, LA Beast by the end of it was just like.
Exactly.
And that's just that we can have just different people coming through the meeting and shit. But so like I said, I say that before I pose this question is, could you imagine doing a fucking 33-hour freestyle? Not just sitting there for 33 hours and like looking or talking or like whatever. You're fucking freestyling.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone could possibly do that.
I honestly think that might make me.
You literally would have to like run through your life.
I'm a bad freestyler, but I think that'd make me crazy, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think they use like all their bars, you know, freestyle bars, but also like their own written bars and everything.
Every song they've ever written, they're just talking about stuff in their room at this point. They're just like, I gotta take another breath.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy though.
Oh, no doubt.
Super crazy,
It'd be like a Juice WRLD. It'd be like a Juice WRLD. Fuck, that guy would fucking just keep going.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Those fucking Tim Westwood freestyles, man. Just.
Oh man. Yeah. I just want to say, man, fucking shout out to Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, gang, baby. Yeah. You know what it is. Fucking Juice WRLD. Honestly, man, the funny thing is,
very unfortunate how he went too.
If you were to, if you were to, so actually, I just saw a thing earlier today. It showed like I googled the top 5 best rappers, and it showed this, and it showed like I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but it showed a list of 5 rappers, and it was like J. Cole, Eminem, Drake, like whatever, right? But anyways, my point is that I feel like if you were to ask like what are the top like 10 rappers ever, like living, dead, whatever, I feel like Juice WRLD probably wouldn't come up on that list. But when you were to ask me the best freestyles I've ever seen, say top 10 best freestyles, Juice WRLD is on that list 100%. He might be on that list twice.
Yeah, man. I was down here in the studio one time, and I was listening to, I think I was even testing a stream, like settings and shit on here, and I just threw on one of the Juice WRLD freestyles and let it go, and it must have been at least 35, 40 minutes long, just nonstop. And like I think it was the Westwood ones where he just keeps throwing different beats, you know, he just keeps going.
There's 3 that I can think of right now. He's got one.
Like literally melts the beat dry.
He's got the hour one. I don't know where that one is. It's an hour, but I think it's either fucking Westwood or it's
Tim Westwood.
Yeah, I think it's Westwood. I was gonna say not Sway, but what's the other fucking freestyle?
I think most of it was Tim Westwood. Then he has
Power. Is it the Power?
That might be the other one I'm thinking of.
The
but there's 3.
Big Boy.
What'd you say? Anyways, but no, there's 3 that I can think of. Big Boy, that's what you said. Yeah, okay, yeah. But there's 3 that I can think of. One of them's like an hour. There's a fucking video though that he has. I'm just gonna Google it real quick here. It's Juice WRLD. No Jumper pulls up to the studio. Where is it? Juice. Anyway, sorry. No Jumper pulls up to the studio and Juice WRLD's there, and he freestyles. One sec here, but I think it's like fucking 40 minutes. You know what I mean? It's not like it was like a planned thing. Like you're going to fucking. Oh no, sorry. It's 21 minutes. But even then, it's not like you're going. If you go to fucking Tim Westwood, you're gonna write some bars. You're gonna be prepared to spit some shit. You know what I mean? But this guy's just sitting in the studio. I mean, he's there to spit some shit, but he's in there recording this stuff, right? And then fucking Adam 22 shows up and throws a camera in his face. And he spits for 21 minutes. Like, okay, yeah. Like,
I don't know. Man, he's on another level when it comes to that shit.
And so that's what I mean is like I feel like if you were to get the general consensus of everybody to say like, you know, everyone in the fucking world voted like top 10 rappers right now, I don't think he would fall on that fucking list. As for like, you know, real like rap and hip hop and you know, but then you go to fucking freestyling, I almost guarantee he fits on that list.
Oh, guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
also too like
it's crazy.
A lot of people don't like. At least I think, anyways. A lot of people don't realize that about Juice WRLD is that he can just like freestyle like nobody else. For longer than I've ever seen.
Freestyle like.
You ever see it's I think it's on Tim Westwood. I think it's on Tim Westwood too, but it's oh fuck, what's his name? Smoke Perp.
Who? Smoke Perp?
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, okay. So
he's a Lil Pump's friend.
Yeah, so he did a freestyle on I think it was Tim Westwood, I don't know, but he did a freestyle somewhere. You guys, whenever I say this, you'll probably have seen like memes about this or some shit. But so whenever I say this, before I say this, is that I'm saying that if you compare Smoke Perp's like fucking 30-some minute freestyle to Juice WRLD's like 20-some minute freestyle with no jumper, Juice WRLD has way more context, or not context, but there's more to his rhymes, you know what I mean? And so where Smoke Perp raps for like 38 minutes on this freestyle that I'm talking about, but part of his freestyle is like, he's like, okay, switch the beat. I am a boner. I have a boner. So you guys, like I said, you guys might have seen the memes about that, but it's like he's in between fucking rhymes, right? So he's kind of like just finished some shit or kind of just fucked up some shit, and then he's like, okay, switch the beat. Okay, yeah, he's like, I like this. Yeah, okay, keep going. He's like, I am a boner. I have a boner. And then he does end up kind of going off a bit, but it's just like, so my point is the dude fucking freestyles for almost 40 minutes. But it's not
like it's not good. Like it's not, there's not a lot of fucking there's not a lot of quality there, you know?
Right. But then you look at fucking Juice WRLD who raps for, like I said, you look at his 20-minute freestyle, it's like half the fucking time, and he's got way more.
So there's more to 100 times more words and syllables and like.
Yeah.
He's not rapping boner with boner and calling himself a boner.
Yeah, so I think it was on Westwood as well. He goes for like, it's just Eminem beats. So Westwood throws on specifically Eminem beats, and he just freestyles them. Yeah, Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
I think that's the one he does the long one.
Right.
Yeah, it's for like an hour.
Yeah, it's just dope.
Could you imagine? Like I said, could you imagine though, man? Like I have a hard time, even a song that I know, and then I like even say like if I were to say I just did Learning Curve over and over again. I know Learning Curve, I could fucking do it in my sleep, like legit. Like I could be asleep and you play that song, I'm rapping it, but then you get me to do that for fucking 33 hours. And then on top of it, these guys are making up what they're saying, you know, like.
Well, I think they got him pretty early too, though, and that's I think why he went so long, because he, trying to prove himself, that kind of thing. Yeah, and they got him at a good time too, and he just went in.
You ever see that fucking Rocks guy?
So like, imagine just sitting there, just like you recording this fucking session. And it's like, holy fuck, he just keeps going, like, holy, doing nuts. Just being there.
You can stop anytime now.
Yeah,
we ran out of tape.
Just want to say a quick shout out to Bully in the comments.
Fucking right.
Saying he's getting
Bully.
got nominated for Faces Mag.
That's right.
Yeah, Artist of the Year.
Go vote for him.
Give him a few votes.
Go vote that
shit. I don't know. I think it's
vote
already over. Because I went to vote the other day and it was it didn't show any of the voting shit.
Might be closed as of maybe yesterday or something. I don't know.
It was either the 13th or the 14th. What day is today? I was the 13th, and then I went on. Yeah, so it was the 13th I went on, and it said it didn't even say anything. I went in and it just didn't show.
It's still on, he says.
Is it?
Yeah.
I fucking tried to vote. Tell them that they only get votes, man.
Yeah, till the 30th.
What the fuck? Well, they only 2 votes.
Got too many votes. They canceled it. They had to shut it down for a couple days for everybody else to catch up. Yeah.
I'm doing it right now. Fuck that. Yeah, I should do it too.
I got it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, you guys should go vote right now. I'm not saying go vote for both of them, but go look at the list of artists and fucking see who you should vote for, man.
Apparently, you can vote every 24 hours. So too, if you vote like now, you can vote again.
Yeah, man. I was.
Yeah.
And then the other day, I went to vote and it didn't work.
Well, shit.
What a bunch of bullshit. Why aren't we in fucking Faces? You know what? I want to say one thing, actually, real quick. Is that we were nominated for some shit. Wait, I'm gonna come back so I can say this shit. We were nominated for some shit, and no one fucking told us that we were nominated for it. We didn't get a fucking memo.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything about being nominated.
Yeah.
So then the thing is, I didn't know we were nominated until they gave us the list of people. Like it was like, oh, here's everyone who won, and then here's like all the people that were nominated. I'm like, wait, if you would have told me I was nominated, I would have told everyone to go fucking vote for us.
Absolutely. I do remember you sending that screenshot though. Totally. And it was like just at the top of the screen, like you could barely see it.
Yeah, exactly. We're on that list. The fuck? But we didn't know. I found out after like everyone else won, you know. So I was like, wait. I'm like, none of our followers knew that we were fucking up for a winner.
We didn't even know.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying go vote for Bullies. I'm gonna go to Faces Magazine and you guys can go vote. Figure out who you're voting for. Look at this.
I'm gonna leave right now. I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna put it on pause for my video, but I'm gonna still be live with you guys.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go do that.
Oh, you're putting, yeah, do your thing. Oh, you're going to vote.
I'm gonna go vote.
I don't vote. Oh shit.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna go vote. It's gonna take me time.
Be right back.
Someone say something. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just hit. Man, my earphone thing fell out, so I put it back in. But whenever I hit it, it went ding, and I'm like, oh shit, I did something wrong. And then it, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, and then it went to. Remember earlier I was saying the audio was coming from my phone. Yeah. It went to that, so I could hear you talking on my phone. I'm like, oh shit. So I just went and tapped it one more time, and it went back. I'm like, someone say something.
It's funny because this whole time, like, I guess like the thing you have in your ear, it's got a blue light on it.
Oh, it's been flashing in my head or my hood.
So you got this like blue light flashing in the back of your head.
Now it won't do it. Now that I'm waiting for it.
Oh, I see it. You look like a robot or something.
Oh yeah, there we go. But yeah, this is fucking bullshit, man. I just want to go outside. I said to my dad today, I'm like, yo,
you can't.
He was going to a buddy.
No one's gonna like you say, like.
I know, I'm not afraid, but it's more or less the judgment. People are like, oh my god, like you were talking to your friends.
Yeah, I say fuck that. Like we need to have more people that are willing to. And like, don't get me wrong. Like I know what you mean. Like, it makes you sound like a fucking asshole because everyone puts that shame on you. Like, you don't care about other people. You only care about yourself. And it's like,
yeah,
you know, like, no, that's not true. Like, I just think the greater damages that come from lockdowns, like the mental, the health, like there's just so much, the economic. There's just so many more flaws to locking healthy, like, and that's what I mean. If people were dropping dead in the streets and I saw people, but I really don't see any. I still, to this day, it's been over a year and I still don't know anyone that's had fucking COVID or know anyone that know anyone. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
I know two people that know someone.
But that's what I'm like. So, like, who actually died or like they got it?
No, they died from it. Oh, but okay. Even then, it's like, hey, that's two.
Did they die from it directly from COVID? Like they were completely healthy people, or did they have some like underlying shit that like? And
I don't know.
Again, I'm not like diminishing their like, but I'm just saying like.
No, for sure, and I don't know for sure. It's just that I know that. But here's the thing: is the one girl who told me that she lived in Kitchener for a while and then moved back to the Valley, and she told me that like one of her husband's friends from back home had passed away from it, but I don't know anything about him like prior to that. And then I know that one of my buddies moved like to the prairies, and his like ex-wife's sister died from it. But
okay,
again, I don't know anything about her like prior medical issues or anything.
Because I've been hearing even all kinds of shit like, oh, if you like, you could die from a heart attack, you could die from cancer, you could have been like, whatever, you know what I mean? And they'll write you down as a COVID death, and then
They will, man. Here's the thing: is there's a guy in fucking like Mexico or some shit that said that they came to him. His like mom or dad or somebody died, and people came to him and said, "Okay, we'll pay for your fucking funeral and shit like that because you can't afford it, but we'll pay for all that if you say that it was from COVID."
And I wouldn't doubt that, man. It's crazy that like, yeah, I definitely would not doubt that. Like that's something that would happen.
I always use the example of Charlie Prine. Charlie Prine died in the summer sometime. Rest in peace, Charlie Prine. Or Charlie Prine or John Prine?
You tell me.
Charlie Prine. John Prine, I think. I'm mixing the name up, but he sings the song Illegal Smile or something like that. He's talking about being high on drugs. He's like, you'll see me with an illegal smile.
It is John.
But anyways, John Prine. Yeah, okay. I was thinking Charlie Pride because Charlie Pride just died not long ago too. But John Prine died. But they said that he died due to complications of COVID. If you go on his Wikipedia, it says due to complications of COVID. And his daughter came out with an announcement saying that the complications due to COVID were because he couldn't get into the hospital to get his surgery for whatever the fuck was wrong with him. So he died. And they said it was due to complications, or it was complications due to COVID.
Which if you like think about the English of it, it actually makes sense, right? Because of like the complications that have been happening. Like he can't get into the hospital. You know what I mean? So like, yeah,
they just got a lawyer to word it right.
Exactly. Put that shit in a headline and it works. And
yeah,
I'm telling you, like I don't trust the numbers. I don't trust anything about what's going on right now.
Dude, we're like in the valley. If you have COVID or whatever, you go to the Pembroke Hospital. My buddy's wife and my buddy's mom both work at the fucking Pembroke Hospital. And we were hearing of like, you know, oh, there's like 1,000 people in the Pembroke Hospital with COVID. They were like, there's no one in the fucking hospital. Like I work there every fucking day. There's no one there.
Yeah, I saw
like there's not even like
someone walking through
COVID area.
A Montreal. I think it was Montreal. Through a Montreal hospital. It's going through several stories, like first floor, second floor, third floor. Like, and it's like daytime too. It's not like it's like, you know, 2 a.m. when you would expect the hospital to be somewhat quiet. But yeah, this person's walking through with it, and there's like nobody, empty, fucking empty. And I mean, like I say, maybe I'm crazy, but I still don't trust anything that's going on right now.
Remember, you were telling me about videos of where it was like there'd be a video of like a guy going through a hospital in, say, I'm just making these names up, but say Chicago, and he's going through a hospital in Chicago, and he's like, oh, there's apparently this many cases in Chicago, but look at the hospital in Chicago and it's empty or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Jonesy, you were showing me, or you were telling me about videos of that, but then someone else told me that
New York, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, so like we have all these numbers, but look, there's no one here. But then someone else was telling me that there was fucking videos of like, say, it'd be like let's say remember Italy was real bad?
Right.
Yeah, so remember Italy was real bad, and then they'd show a video on the news of Italy, and it was like, oh, look, Italy's hospital's full, and it showed like, you know, a bunch of people in beds and shit, and it was like overflowing and everything was bad and shit, right? But then later on, they were showing like, oh, look, Chicago's real bad. Get the hospital full of fucking people. But the video they were it was the same footage. Yeah, it was still the same footage from fucking Italy.
Yeah.
Or whatever place, but it was just that they were showing, and that just shows in my mind, it's like, somebody said
it's hard to trust anyone that's like been proven liars, be it the government or the media, these fucking so-called experts. Like you hear that, like that video that came out with the health ministers, and like they're on like the hot mic, and one of them says like, "Oh, I don't even know why I bring all these papers. I never read any of them anyways." And the other one's like, "Oh yeah, I just say whatever they tell me to say, or say whatever they put in front of me." And it's like, how am I supposed to trust these people that they're actually doing anything for our benefit when you hear shit like that, and when you see all this fucking constant bullshit of like you exactly said, like they're using the same footage and calling it two different hospitals, and saying, "Oh, it's crazy busy here, crazy amounts of fucking COVID numbers," and then you got people walking through the halls, and it's like, yeah, this place is fucking empty. No one's here. No one's fucking here. What is going on,
dude? Whenever I say this, relate this to this conversation we're having, but also understand that I was gonna bring this up to you guys as like a maybe we should do this. But I watched a video last night or this morning or whatever on YouTube, and I don't know, again too, at the same time too, whenever I say this, I always try and stress to people whenever I hear something like, "Oh, I saw this on a Facebook thing. They told me this at a party," you know? But my point is that I saw a fucking, I just lost my train of thought, man.
Get it back. I want to know.
What were we talking about?
You're talking about COVID, and I was talking about how it's all a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, and then I'm not sure where you were going with your train of thought.
Oh shit, man. I lost it. Fuck.
I can't rewind. Someone in the comments.
Okay, wait, no, I'm here. I'm okay. So, okay. I watched a video last night on YouTube. Apparently, so when I say that, I heard this on Facebook or I got this wherever, I say that because I watched some video on YouTube. I don't know if this is true, but apparently you can pay CNN 15 grand to say whatever the fuck you want. You pay them 15 grand and you tell them that 4G Audio Podcasts, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, 4G Audio Podcast just had Fraser Image on and they talked about this, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, now fucking 15 grand gets us a plug on CNN. So my point is that I was saying, like, maybe we should get a plug on CNN. But the other thing is
Justin Bieber
that
gets a new story about his getting his fucking... today I'm talking about Justin Bieber getting his eyebrows done. I'm like, who the fuck cares? Did he just pay?
See, and that was probably paid for. But see, but so my point is that, so like I have 2 points. My point is that anybody can just pay the media to say whatever the fuck they want. And most media places are geared towards one or the other side, right? So then now it's like, so my point is that a lot of this information could just be paid for by certain people. But at the same time, like I said, 2 meanings to this conversation is that maybe we should pay CNN to fucking do something for us. But you know what I mean, though? And the other thing is we all know, I know that all 4 of us sitting here right now know this as a fact. Whether it's a fact or not, we know that people are sus of this. Is that the other day I'm like, it was either today or yesterday I posted something, and then I thought about the post from the other day, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm like, what do we even post though? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then
I use my. Sorry. Yeah.
You what?
I just use my phone, so I can't like take a picture of anything,
No, exactly. So, well, yeah. So the thing is fucking.
I'd say,
yeah. So I was like, oh, what?
Screenshot of like if you go to like the actual YouTube video and like take a screenshot of that. That's what I've been using for like the thumbnails or whatever.
Yeah. But no, see, I thought of it. It was either today or yesterday, but I made a post on 4G, and I'm like, wait. I'm like, where do we even get pictures for the fucking Zoom calls, you know? And then I saw the post go up, and it was like an old picture or whatever. But I'm like, good, fucking right. I just took a screenshot now, but at some point though, we should try and remember to take a screenshot, so it'd be like all 4 of us and like everyone doing kind of like some fucking thing. But that's just something, again, we'll just have to get used to remembering.
Yeah, that's a good call though. Taking the screenshot.
Yo, you guys see that thing about Young Lava there?
I did not. I think I recall you talking about this.
Wait. Okay, wait. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I just said Young Lava as if you guys knew what I meant, but it was also the only reason is because I had discussed this, I think just with Jonesy maybe, but either way. So okay, a while ago I watched a video and it was you ever heard of TK47?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
so,
he's back.
So, yeah, I was just gonna say I just got a yeah from somebody who's been dead for a bit. But okay, so TK47. I don't know exactly where he's from. I think it's Montreal, or sorry, not Montreal. I think it's Florida, maybe. But either way, TK47. So this guy, I don't know the exact story, but he was in like he was associated with some kind of murder or something, right? So there's a warrant out for his arrest. Everyone's looking for this TK47. It's a warrant out for his arrest all over fucking the states and shit, right?
Yeah.
For murder, I believe.
Yeah, I know.
And so, yeah, so then he was on the run, right? So he was on the run, but the thing is like the same as, do you remember when El Chapo was on the run? El Chapo would post a picture from last week whenever he was in Peru, but now this week he's in fucking Guatemala or whatever the fuck. I'm just making names.
You know how he got caught back in the, I think it was around 16 or 15, El Chapo? Remember he did an interview with Sean Penn, I think it was.
Okay.
And he kind of like outed him. And then he got caught the first time or whatever, or caught like that around 15, 16. Yeah, it was fucked. He did an interview with him and shit.
Yeah, he was constantly getting a little bit. But no, so now my point is that so fucking oh shit, where was I? El Chapo.
I'll be right back.
TK47, okay? So TK47, rapper, whatever, right? He was obviously he had a warrant for his arrest for this murder shit, right? So he was taking pictures. The only reason I bring up El Chapo is
I think his thing froze.
Oh,
yeah.
He was in Ohio fucking last week or whatever, right?
You cut out there.
You gotta restart, I think.
Okay. So TK47, what he was doing was the same as El Chapo. El Chapo, what he was doing was he would post a video or a picture of like, hey, this is me in Peru, but that was last week in Peru before they flew out to fucking Africa or whatever, you know?
Yeah. It's the only way.
Cut out again.
Is it snowing there?
Probably starting, yeah. There's just supposed to be a nasty storm hitting.
It's pretty snowy here. It's coming down and slushy and shit.
He's in fucking wherever, right? He's in Kansas or some shit.
Skipped out again, man.
All right. Where'd you lose me?
Oh fuck! I don't even know.
All right. Anyways, either way, this is kind of off topic, but TK47 was a rapper who was on the run from the police, and he put out a video and a song called "The Race," and it was all about him being chased by the police. So it was him like teasing the cops. I'm on the run. This is the race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we fast forward to last summer, 2020 in the summer. I'm watching a Trap Lore Ross or Trap Geek video, and they're talking about the TK. It's called the TK of the North, right? So I'm like, I know who TK47 is, and I know the story about TK47. So when they say TK of the North, they're talking about Canada. They're talking about this dude that did some shit, right? So what's this TK of the North video, right? So I watched this video, right? And this rapper from Toronto, and he's like caught up in some murder trial shit, right? But he ended up, I don't know the full story, but he ended up basically like running from the police, right? So he's like, so they call him the TK of the North because the same as TK47, he's on the run from the police, and he's, you know what I mean?
Right.
So now I watched this video in the summer sometime, right? So then the other day, I noticed like one of the Toronto Instagrams or something posted that young Lava got busted in the States somewhere, like Missouri or some shit, and that he was on like he was wanted for murder and shit, right? And so he got busted. They caught him and they fucking pulled him in, right? So they showed a picture of him, and I was like, man, I'm like, that guy looks familiar. A little while later, man, like an hour later, I'm on Instagram watching like Trap Lore Ross videos, Trap Geek videos, and this video pops up and it's like TK of the North. I'm like, oh, I've already watched that video, whatever. I don't have to watch it. I'm like, wait, the thumbnail was the fucking picture that they showed of the guy that they just caught the other day, right? So I was like, man, I'm like, I have to watch this video. So I watched it again. But point is they just got young Lava. He was fucking the TK of the North. He was running hard in the States, running from the Toronto police, man. The Toronto police had a warrant all across Canada and shit for him. There's a bunch of shit. There's a bunch of, man, if you go look at the Trap, I think it's Trap Geek or Trap Lore Ross. I think it's Trap Geek. But if you go look at the Trap Geek videos, he explains a lot more about it. There's a whole fucking story where like it's fucked up. But anyways, check it out, whatever. But my point is that just the other day they put out a release saying that they caught young Lava, and he had 67 guns. Sorry,
67 guns. I was just looking it up. So I'm like looking up young Lava, but it's like
it's YUNG.
YUNG. Okay, yeah, I just figured that out. And I was like, why can't I find any? I'm like finding up like volcanic, you know what I mean? Like they're talking about rocks and shit.
Yeah. It's the youngest fucking volcano in the world.
What is the youngest volcano?
Oh no, I'm just saying you put in young Lava, they're like, oh, this is the youngest volcano in the world.
Yeah.
I found it though. Wonders for Murder.
You got it, yeah. Man, it said he had 67 weapons or 67 firearms or something, but I also believe that I read later that included in that 67 weapons or whatever was also like the clips for the guns. So it was like however many guns plus however many clips.
Okay.
But I feel like things would only get worse for you. Like say you murdered somebody in Ottawa and then you got caught like a year later in the States somewhere. I feel like they'd, with a bunch of guns, I feel like they'd be like, whoa, wait a sec. Like no one's just like, no one's going to let you go on this. Like, you know what I mean? Like Missouri or wherever he got busted is probably like, whoa. We want him first. Like Canada's like, well, we got him on murder shit. Like Missouri or I think it was Missouri, but wherever he was, they're like, wait, we got him on this shit.
I wonder if they'd extradite him to like the more serious crime, maybe, or just be like.
True, and now, true.
Have they got him yet?
They got him. They just got him on Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll double check.
You know about the one guy in the States, YN Lucci?
Oh, yeah, Lucci, YFN Lucci, yeah. So he got busted too.
He's gonna go, maybe. Yeah, he for murder because he was driving the car.
Or did he turn himself in? Yo, did you get a phone call from that?
No, I didn't actually. No.
Oh man, there's like a 911 phone call from that, and it's the fucking.
Is it?
It's
fucked?
like the. Yeah, man, it's this chick yelling and screaming. Apparently, they rolled up, and they dropped off the fucking. They dropped dude off. Like they just rolled him out of the fucking car, and like he's dead.
Damn.
Oh shit.
So the chick was on the phone and she's like, yo, they just rolled up and they tossed the body out. Like, my buddy's sitting here dying. They're like, what's the address? He's like, the chick's like, he's just sitting here dying. And they're like, what's the address? She's like, I don't know, but he's dying.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Holy.
I'm trying to find the post where they talk about it, but
somebody else got shot.
You what?
Someone else got shot apparently, and they survived or something. Because I thought it was a drive-by, and they killed one guy, and then the other guy fucking got hit and survived, and they think that he's the one that told them who it was, and that's why he got caught.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
They made it sound like they had Buddy and they dumped him.
Holy.
They shot him in the head and shit.
Yeah, that's a little bit more fucked. Who knows? Who fucking knows until it's out. He didn't. Apparently he got denied bond today. Apparently, so he's there until the court.
Like, here's my thing, okay? Is like, so I understand that, like, so there literally is a fucking thing, man. There's a thing in the culture that, like, there's people, like, I mean, if you look at, like, say, what's his name? Who's the guy? Remember we went to see him together? He played just after Young Jeezy.
Oh,
not Young Jeezy, G-Eazy. Logic.
Logic, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, look at, like, say, like, Logic or some shit, right? I just lost my train of thought, but, like, okay, yeah, so, like, Logic, whatever, right? So he came from a shitty place, he got himself out of it, and he got there, right? He's doing his thing. But there's also people that come from the other side of it where they are the fucking, like, so he came from the spot where, like, his brother was a crack dealer, and his brother was selling crack to his dad, and he was hiding in his bedroom making music, and he became really big, right? But then you get the people like Young Jeezy and T.I. and shit who were fucking doing big drug shit. The Young Jeezy had $1 million from selling fucking crack before he ever had a fucking dollar from making any music and shit. And, like, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy had $1 million from selling crack before he.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So then now what my point is that, like, so at some point T.I. walked into his studio. He walked in the studio. Young Jeezy was sitting there. They had stacks of money, like, waist high, all around the room, except for a path where you could walk in the door and you could walk into where the fucking guy was sitting at the table with the controller and shit, right? Like, in the studio. And T.I. walked in the studio and he called Young Jeezy into the washroom. He's like, come here, man. They go into the washroom and Young Jeezy's like, he's like, this is two grown men in the washroom. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, we got to do this quick. What do you want, man? And T.I.'s like, he's like, you're not doing both, are you? And he's like, yeah, what the fuck, man? You're not doing both? He's like, no, man. He's like, you got to do one or the other. You can't do both, man. He's like, you can't be, like, hustling and a fucking rapper. He's like, you got to do one or the other. You got to pick one, right? And so Young Jeezy said from that day forward, he's like, man, he's like, okay, yeah. He's like, I got to do this right, And so my point is that it's like, I feel like a lot of it is like that in the rap scene. Is like, there's a lot of rappers that are coming. Like, man, look at King Von, man. King Von was 100%, man. And I don't care what you say, man. I've seen some shit. He was like, he's 100% in the streets. He's fucking out here 100%. And he was coming back to Chicago, and he was bringing money and guns and fucking drugs and chains and fucking, he was in that shit, And, like, I mean, maybe I'm speaking out of turn by saying that, but at the same time, my point is that there's a lot of that. People are half 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and they talk about that on the podcast or on No Jumper. Is that there's a lot of people with 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I feel like that's like a big thing. Is that you can't do that, right? And so the point is that it's like, now if a lot of these guys that we're discussing right now would have jumped to the fucking 1 foot in, or both feet in, rather than 1 foot in, 1 foot out, they would have already skipped past where they're at now, and they wouldn't have been in this situation. Look at Pressa. Pressa was on some shit. Pressa was being charged with, like, all kinds of shit. I don't know if you guys know the Pressa story, but Pressa was like, you ever see Pressa? He's like the size of my fucking right leg, man.
Yeah, he's a little. Didn't he do burglaries and stuff because he's little?
Apparently he was out. He was like, by the sounds of it, if this is true stories, like, he got off on this. So I don't know if it's fucking, like, whatever, but if this is true stories, if he was involved in any of this, man, I'm like, what the fuck? The dude, so two other guys got charged with this, but he got off on it. But my point is that fucking they were apparently he was being charged with like kidnapping some dudes. They kept the dudes and they would move them around Toronto, and they were fucking putting their guns to their heads and making them like suck each other's dicks and shit, and fucking like making them do all this fucked up shit. But the thing is, my point is, whenever I say that, allegedly, that's what Pressa was being charged with, was all this shit. And apparently that's what he did, or that's what he was like being charged with. But my point is that he clearly like he must have made that separation like shortly before that, so that he got out. You know what I mean? Even say like Snoop Dogg was on fucking like felony like murder charges and shit, you know, when he fucking first came out of the scene. And like, but my point is
$7 million on that case.
Is what?
Crazy.
He said they spent like 7-8 mil on that case.
And that's in the fucking like late 80s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then again, like, but my point is that I just feel like whether you're in that shit or not, I just feel like there's a point when you're like, hey man, like whether I'm struggling or not, I'm at the point where I'm like, I would rather be there than get arrested or some shit, you know? So like just quit the fucking shit. Or I don't know, maybe it's harder than it really seems, but I don't know. In my mind it's like, hey, you make a couple K from Spotify, and then all right, shut her down in the streets, bro. Like,
yeah, it makes sense, right, to do that transition if you're gonna do it.
It must be hard though. It must be hard though.
Oh, for sure, because you know, like one's guaranteed and one's not, right?
And that's what I mean is like I get that there's probably you know there's definitely some stipulations and shit, and I get
politics and shit. Yeah.
But at the same time, I just feel like if I was at the point where it was like, hey, I can make a couple bucks here, like even you know, even if I wasn't covering rent with my music money, but I was able to go out and get a fucking 9 to 5 and cover my rent with that and the music money, then I know that eventually my music money is going to take over and I'm going to blow up. But to be gambling on the fact that I could get arrested right now for doing some shit, or like fucking having some drugs, or like doing some shit, or I could end up making $1 million off this fucking album. I don't know, man. And at the same time too, it's hard to speak from their shoes when I'm not in their shoes.
It's bad for business.
It's well, and it is and it isn't, right? Because right now in the fucking hip hop scene, it's like, oh yeah, it's cool to be a fucking retard, you know? Like, sorry, I don't mean that was a bad word to use, but you know, it's cool. It literally, and that's the thing is like a bunch of people last year were like, hey man, like it was a bunch of platforms that were like, hey, we're not gonna tolerate like the like we're not gonna promote music that talks about current violence or future violence, you know? And then I see all those people still posting that same violence shit, like guns and drugs and whatever. But my point is that that's what hip hop is, and that's what it's always going to be. So you can't really take it out. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, hey, like, don't idolize it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it is getting to the point where it is getting played out, though, a little bit. Like,
oh, for sure.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's other routes.
Oh yeah.
Like you say, it's always going to be a part of it, but like to glorify it is one thing, and to like speak honestly on it in like in an intellectual like sense.
Yeah,
is
like telling your story.
But exactly, like that's one thing.
Yeah.
But to like glorify it and be like, this is what it has to be, and if you're not that, then we can't respect you, or we can't, you know, yada 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 yada. Then
exactly, because that's the thing too, is it's one thing, you know, like I don't know if this is, I'm just making this up, but let's say, you know, Young Jeezy was 100% in the streets, and Young Jeezy had a fucking dude that died trying to I don't know if this is the story for sure, but I think he was trying to steal fucking Gucci Mane's chain, and fucking Gucci Mane shot him. And like I said, I don't know if that's 100% the story, but I think that's the story. But my point is that it's like, hey man, like I don't know, like it's like tell me that story and tell me the shitty part of that story and tell me how it affected you, but don't tell me how awesome it was. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what you're kind of saying too, is like, don't glorify it.
Exactly.
Tell me your story, and if that's part of your story, that's part of your story. But don't tell me how awesome it was, you know? Like,
yeah.
Especially too, because this is wait. Sorry, I have to say this.
Shit, and I'm just gonna sound like a fucking crotchety old white guy, but like, there's a lot of people, like youth, actually listening to that shit, feel like that's the only way. You know what I mean? And the more like people like that glorify that kind of lifestyle, the more it just perpetuates it. And I think that it needs to, like, the voice of these people need to be the voice of trying to better that, which is why I say speak on it in an intellectual way, like talk about like you said, like why that is maybe like the way that you are, but don't glorify it. I'm just kicking.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I am guilty. I am guilty of like some like listening to some hard ass shit. Like, not gonna lie, but it's sure. Like, yeah, there's a point. And sometimes it goes that way.
Can listen to it,
and it gets. And that's the thing. It's got to tell a story.
From the other side.
So, yeah. But
yeah, I don't know, and I don't know, it just bugs me too that people glorify that shit, because like I understand that it's a part of rap and it's a part of what people are rapping about, but it's when people talk about how awesome it is or like how great they are or whatever, because then everyone thinks, oh, that's awesome. And like it's funny because I forgot what I was gonna say, but I just remember now too, is that so this is something that I've thought about for a long time. And I thought of it the other day. I was going to bring it up on a daily join or something, and I never ended up writing it down, but I'm glad I remember this now, is that I always wondered, man, you listen to rap, man. You listen to, especially too, whenever I switched over to starting to listen to like more new rap and shit, was like, you know, the fucking Carter 2 and shit like that, like early 2000s and shit. And then it's like, I started listening to this shit, and fucking, it seemed like every fucking rapper was talking about selling bricks and fucking, you know, they're all everyone's a drug dealer. So I listen to a song. I listen to this song, this guy's a drug dealer. I listen to this song, this guy's a drug dealer. I listen to this song, and this guy's a drug dealer. I listen to this song, and this guy's a drug dealer. Well, then I listen to some underground rap, and he's a drug dealer. I listen to some fucking local rap, and he's a drug dealer. And I'm like, who the fuck is doing these drugs? How are you making your money if everybody's selling the fucking drugs? You know, I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, where's the fucking customers if everybody's fucking like selling this shit? You know? So I feel like a lot of it is definitely front and hard, and that's the game. That I feel like that's the hip hop game, and that's that.
Yeah, it's marketable.
That's the way it is, you know. And like a lot of people, man, like I buy a chain, I fucking do this, man, what's his name? The Kid Leroy? He went on No Jumper. He was wearing a Lyrical Lemonade shirt. And like he didn't admit it, but the Lyrical Lemonade shirt was 100% like he was told to wear it. He's like, I just came from Cole Bennett's or whatever, right? And they laughed about it. But I'm like, you were told to wear that sweater. But then he was wearing like a nice big chain and shit, right? And someone mentioned the chain. He's like, I'm only wearing the chain because I'm sitting down with you, you know, and that literally like kind of sparked something in my head. I'm like, wait a sec. I'm like, and that kind of makes
an image, right? It's an image.
Yeah, exactly. And even myself, man, is like, you catch me on a fucking Tuesday, I'm fucking wearing a pair of jeans and a fucking t-shirt, you know what I mean? But then you catch me on like Friday. I mean, it's different now because you can't really see me and shit, but you catch me on Friday, I wear my fucking watch and shit, fucking wear my chain and shit and like whatever, you know? So it's like, I get it, you know? It's a fucking, you're playing a character at the same time.
Yeah, it's like Bisho said, it's marketable, right? It's like
it's and as much as like a lot of people too, I bet you
that's what everybody wants to see.
It's just what's the phases right now, you know. trend.
And a lot of people would probably on that and say, oh yeah, no, fucking, that's not the way it is. They're like, oh no, we're not pretending. They're like, oh, whatever. But no matter what, whether you're pretending or not, you fucking sell a gram on the corner, it turns into a kilo on the block, you know? Like, it's you know, everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking drug dealer. Like, yeah, you bought 2 grams and sold your homie a gram, you know, or like whatever, right? Like, bought a half and sold your homie a quarter, you know, and then all of a sudden it's just like drug dealer, right? So I mean, I forget where I was going with that, but yeah, it's just a lot of like, everyone's kind of like faking it, you know, and you can see it, but it's at the same time too, there's also the people out there like Young Jeezy that were doing it, you know. And Young Jeezy, okay, just side note, just Young Jeezy, I got to tell you this, I love Young Jeezy. Back in the day, so okay, right now there's a strip club in Atlanta. If you had a song, or you had a song, or you had a song, and you were like, I want to know if this song is gonna go off. Migos are like, I have a song.
Yeah, Magic City.
Magic City, that's what it's called. I always forget what it's called. Magic City. So Migos are like, I have a song. Let's see if it'll go off. They go to Magic City. They go, here you go. Play this song. They fucking spent the last 3 months on this song. They put it on. Fucking nobody in the club moves or does a fucking thing. The Migos leave and they throw that SD card away. They don't give a fuck. They put another song on and they bring it back and the crowd fucking bumps. They turn around and they put that song out because they know that song's gonna go off, right? So Young Jeezy used to go to this club back in the day. Yeah, so Jeezy used to go to this club back in the day. I think I brought this up before. Jeezy would go to this club. He would spend 10 grand. He would drop 10 grand. He'd get a VIP. He'd get a fucking 100 bottles. He'd have fucking whores and shit all up in there. He'd have his fucking gang. And he'd be there partying, you know, he'd be hanging at the balcony. He'd be doing his thing, whatever, right? No one would bat a fucking lash, man. Fucking T.I. would roll up or whatever. I'm just using T.I. as an example, but some other Atlanta rapper or whatever, right? Show up, fucking drop 3 grand or like drop 4 grand, like get a bottle or 2 and a couple bitches, you know, whatever. And the fucking whole world knows about it. It's on World Star. It's fucking everybody knows that T.I. was there and he spent fucking 3 grand at this fucking club. But Jeezy was there just as a fucking normal street drug dealer, spending 10 grand on a fucking night, you know? And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, no one about a loss to spend 10 grand. He's like, everyone else is out here spending fucking 3-4 grand. He's like, everyone's fucking sucking their dick and shit. Like, oh, look at doing this thing. And then he was like, man, I gotta do it. So he switched over and he started doing rap. And that's the thing is he'd play his music there, he'd stand on the balcony. And he'd play his music and he'd watch the whole crowd. And same thing. If the crowd moved, he'd fucking put it out. If the crowd didn't, he'd throw it away.
Makes sense, man. That's
for sure.
Well, that's how it all started. I'm pretty sure like a lot of people like would take it to the DJ at the strip club. The stripper would play it. The strippers would be like, yo, I love this song. Keep playing this song. And I'll strip to it. And then the radios would catch up. And then boom, radios are playing it. Boom, you don't even need any of the middleman. Like you don't need any label or nothing. You just got to know the DJ that plays it at the strip club and just let it go. If it's good, it's good.
Well, and that's how they knew, man. That's how they knew it was
crazy.
Good. Was if it went off, they'd keep going with it.
So
if it
many
didn't,
Atlanta people. So many Atlanta people would. That's how they pop off is by that. I'm pretty sure how like a lot of people like Migos, Little Baby, all those guys, fucking boom.
Yo, speaking of babies, I just want to say
Little
the baby. Yeah, I know, but the baby, fire.
The baby.
The baby is the dude, man. Oh man,
pretty good.
Yeah, you love him?
What got me on that was Einer Banks, man. Einer Banks with the ukulele got me on the.
Oh yeah.
No way.
I'm going baby on baby. No way. That homie a bitch. He probably slinging 380. Oh shit, but yeah, no, I like the baby hard, man. But speaking of the Migos, though, it was someone recently, man. I just saw a video today or something. Someone shouted out the Migos, but they said, "Fuck, I forget." basically I've just led you on this fucking shitty conversation, but there was definitely something was said, and I was like, oh, it wasn't just like some random Migos bar. It was like I took 4 bars to like cut up the Migos or something. Like it was good. It was good though.
Yeah.
I'll try and think of it. Shit, I just want to say fucking shout out to everybody tuning in. I also want to say sorry because we're always fucking late.
Sure.
You know what though? I just want to say too that you can mostly guarantee being late by me. Even earlier, I text you guys. I'm like, yo, you ready for 7:30? You're like, yeah, for sure. And at 6:30, I was like, okay, cool. 6:30, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, I'll get ready. I'll get all my shit ready. I started going around the house. Like, you know, I got some weed to roll a blunt. I fucking did this. I'm fucking got my fucking dad to mix me a drink and shit. I was like, because I'm crippled, right? So I did all this shit. And then I look, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, it's 7:29. I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm still not even like in the car, like ready to go. Like I'm just like doing all my shit. I'm like, I gotta fucking get this shit on the road. Oh shit. But yeah. But thanks to all our fucking fans for being fucking patient and shit. You already know what it is.
I added 10 minutes to that. I added 10 minutes.
Oh, we always get there eventually though.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking right, man. And that's the one thing I like about our fans is
we gotta make sure we're ready
patient.
on top of ready on top of ready.
Say that again?
Yeah, say that again. You skipped out.
Well, you make sure you're ready on top of being ready, and then you're ready being ready, and then the other guy's ready, and then our other friend's ready, and then we're all ready.
It's a ready train.
Ready?
It's true. Yeah. You gotta like you're ready, but then you're not really ready, and then you're ready, and then you're not really ready. Like wait, I gotta get my.
You gotta get ready to get ready.
Someone else has to get there. Then I gotta get mine.
There's so much.
This time, you know what? I just want to say too. This time it was because of our fucking Zoom. For some reason, the last few times we've used Zoom, we've been able to. Every time it's like, hey, this fucking Zoom meeting's gonna go longer than you're allowed to. You know, we get these little notifications, but for some reason they haven't been doing it. So we had to get our lawyer to fucking add us into his group or however it works. So shout out Gino, our homie. That's why we're able to do this episode longer than 40 minutes. But Zoom, you know what? Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We found the loophole, bud. Thanks for.
They just cut us off right now.
We found it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thanks to our lawyer. He's smart.
Remember before we were sitting here, we were doing a Zoom meeting or whatever, and it showed up and it was like, yo, you guys get, it was like, what did it say? This Zoom meeting no longer has a limit or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I don't know if it was both times, but I know for sure one of those times we were all talking and we were talking about like the time limit and like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Zoom has a time limit. And like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. And then it popped up and it's like, this meeting no longer has a time limit. It's like, were you fucking listening to me?
Yeah.
They definitely are listening.
100%. You know what cookies is?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Listening.
Yeah, we talked
100%.
about this. So the cookies.
Cookies. But you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I got some fucking delicious edible cookies that I made. Some cookies and some brownies. Oh man. I just remembered about those. I've been using them as medication lately because my leg's been all fucked up. You know what's funny too is I stopped taking I take CBD for a month and I stopped taking it for a month. And right around the end of the month that I stopped taking it, like I stopped taking it for a month, and right about the end of that month was when this started to happen to me. So I've been back on the CBD because I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Back on the CBD.
Yeah.
You said you're crippled? You said you're crippled though?
Oh yeah. I've been rocking the fucking cane, bro.
What happened?
I think it's my sciatic.
I don't even know.
I think it's my sciatic, man. So like in like late September, early October, I had some back shit. I mean, even in like fucking March and shit too. but I had a back. My back always hurts, man. But like my back really started to hurt like late September, early October, and then after a while, man, it went into my hip and down into my leg to the point where like it felt like there was like a sticker on the bottom of my toe, like it was like numb and shit. So then I fucking man, and then the funny thing is Bully Zone told me, he's like, yeah, man, fuck. He's like, fucking. He's like, I had that for a few months, man. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's gonna be a few months. I'm like, man. I'm like, I thought this was gonna go away in a little while. He's like, no, man. Like, it sucks, man. It's gonna be a while. I'm like, what the fuck? It went away after probably a month, man. Literally, like before Christmas, I was like still kind of sore back and shit, but like I was like. You know, I had a little pep in my step kind of, you know, I was able to like move around and shit. But now, man, like it sucks. Like right now I don't feel any pain sitting here. But then like, man, as soon as I like get up and walk around, man, it fucking hurts. It's like I feel like shooting pains down in my fucking leg and it's like burning in my fucking like calf and shit. So it's like my sciatic fucking nerve or whatever. I'm pretty sure.
Brutal.
But like, oh man, it's disgusting. Like it's just like, even too like today, yesterday and today, both times, man. Woke up, I'd get up, stand up, because usually for me, man, it's fine. Right now, it's fine for me to stand up, and like there's no pain when I stand up. Yeah. But once I'm standing up, all of a sudden, man, I feel throbbing in my leg and shit. So like even too, I'll be sitting there, I'm like, man, I gotta piss. I'm like, okay, wait. But wait until you really have to piss because you don't want to go through this fucking pain just to fucking piss. And then I'll get up finally, like, oh, I got to piss right now. And I'll get up. I feel fine. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. I'll get to the washroom. And then my leg just starts pounding. Or like I said this morning, man, I woke up, or yesterday morning too, woke up, stand up. Okay, I feel fine. Yeah, move my legs a bit. Okay, I feel fine. Run down the stairs, go take a piss. Oh, I feel great. Yeah, man, fucking right, yeah. Start back up the stairs and I can hardly fucking move, man.
Yo, what are you wearing on your feet and stuff?
Shoes that are too small for me.
Buddy, you gotta get some fucking. You gotta get some like insoles, maybe, man.
Get that orthopedic,
like thing, something that gives you some good back support because it leads.
I'm gonna cut you off right now, okay?
Yeah,
I watched a video today.
Okay.
Do you guys? I'm gonna let you finish in a minute. Do you guys follow the Lad Bible?
I know of it.
Yeah.
You should if you don't.
I think I've heard of it.
Follow the Lad Bible, right? So today the Lad Bible really right now, like we can just send them a video of you fucking skateboarding or like you doing whatever, right? But you gotta pay them and they'll post it, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, this guy, he's a TikToker. He's like the fucking tallest TikToker in the world or whatever, right? He's 7'1", and he does TikToks where like he'll walk through like the parking garage in his building or whatever, and he's walking through. He's like, look, there's fucking spiders everywhere. He's like, I'm up here with the spiders, and then like he walks by like an exit sign that's like broken. It's like hanging down. He's like, whoa, look at this. The exit sign's broken. He's like, that wasn't me last night at 1:00 in the morning. And like shit like that. Like, so he has like funny little like TikToks, but he's this tall fucking dude. He wears like size 18 shoes, man.
That's crazy.
So I messaged him. He's like, yo, you want to see the box my shoes come in? And he pulls out this big like fucking like a big like Amazon box. You get like a fucking like a full like PC like desktop computer in, you know what I mean? And he pulls it out and he pulls the shoes out. He goes, this is my girlfriend's shoes. They're like this big. And he pulls out his shoes. They're like bigger than the TV. And so I messaged him personally and commented on the post, tagging him in it, saying like, man, where do you get your shoes? Because my shoes are not fucking size 18, but I cannot get shoes my size. And the other thing is like, man, I've messaged I've emailed shoe companies and shit. I've emailed like Nike and Supra and like shit like that, try and get them to make me shoes my size. I said, look, you might not have a mold to make the shoes my size, but make a mold to make the shoes my size. I'll buy fucking 3 pairs of shoes off you every year because you're the only fucking company that'll make them. So if you can,
makes sense.
I'll make you fucking money, right? And
yeah.
I messaged a few companies, and I figured Nike would be the best because they'd be like, oh my god, they'd probably make a fucking YouTube ad about it, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, cool,
sense.
yeah. And Nike fucking messaged me back. It was some random dude that was just like, yeah, don't worry. We'll make sure that like your voice is heard. I'm like, no. I emailed you to find out an email that I could email for somebody important and get my like message across. And they're like, oh no, don't worry. We'll pass your message along. I'm like, don't fuck around. I'm like, I'm not here to play games. I'm like tell me who to talk to because I'm like, I want this to happen. I'm like, I don't want my message passed on to fucking like, you know, Darla at the fucking desk and shit.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and it's gonna go to some chick. And we'll send it upstairs. Yeah, it goes to the fucking desk, the front desk, and the front desk just directs it to fucking, like you said, some fucking random like
the trash
automatic reply shit. Like fuck that. So I'm like, no, I want send me the email to your fucking boss, and I'll get the email to his boss, and I'll get the email to her boss, and I'll get the email to fucking his boss, and I'll get the email to the owner, and then I'll you know, that's what my point was, is I want you to tell me who to talk to.
Yeah. Oh, you're starting to skip out.
Okay, I thought it was me again this time.
Yeah, something.
You're starting to skip out. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Styles.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How about now?
You?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, my headphones just disconnected and went back on, but I forget what I was talking about, but whatever. Yeah. No. So then, yeah. So I messaged him and commented on the thing, like reply, like I tagged him in it and shit. And man, I'm like, where do you get your fucking shoes? I'm like, I emailed like all kinds of shoe companies. I even emailed skate companies, man. I emailed Nike Bauer. I emailed the one the Graf. I emailed Graf. They're like a Swedish company. I'm like, hey, I even gave them the sob story, like, hey, I want to skate with my son and shit, but like I can't buy skates. Like, you can't just go in the store and buy skates my size. So I'm like, hey, can you make me fucking skates? Like, well, you might want to talk to like our Canadian fucking like company or whatever, right? So they gave me the email to their Canadian people, and they were just like, right on, like, good story, bro. I was like, but wait, can you make me the skates or no? Because like I'm like, I want a pair of skates though. Like that was my point, you know. They're like, right on, like good for you.
You'd think they would too, like, just like jump at a chance to like, you know, make.
Well, think about it too.
Size skates or whatever.
Man, this guy's buying fucking size 18 shoes. I just need a size 14 that's fucking all the way wide, like as wide as you can go. Make them 14 all the way wide. You already probably make 14, so just make them fucking wide. Measure my feet. Fucking, you know, and like, you know, sure, okay, yeah, they're gonna fucking take all this time to spend on one fucking dude to make him a pair of shoes. But like I said, I'll buy 3 pairs this year. Next year, I'll probably buy fucking 3 more because I don't want to wear one pair of shoes every 2 months. I want to buy a bunch of pairs of shoes, right?
Right.
So I'll buy a bunch of pairs of shoes, and then it's not a waste of your fucking time. And on top of it too, I'm gonna go around and say, hey, you know, like, if anybody else is tall, like, I can get you fucking, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Nike was so great. They dealt with me so good. They just made me shoes for my feet. Like, oh, really? Like, I like Nike. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I shouldn't have said that because that can be taken out of context. But you know what I mean? It could be like, hey, like, they literally serviced me. Like, they fucking measure my feet and fucking, you know, thank you. But again, too, it's probably because I'm not famous.
Yeah, if you had some kind of name, they'd jump at the chance because it's all about marketing, right?
Maybe we should just keep
bashing them. Circles, man. Yeah, that's what it's fine.
Hashtag Nike.
Like I said, the guy was like, circles. Yo, oh, don't worry, your voice will be heard. I'm like, no, it's not my voice will be heard. It'll be like, I want a fucking pair of shoes or 3. He's like, oh no. I'm like, just give me a fucking email to your boss, and then I'll get, you know. And they're like, don't worry. We'll pass your message along. I'm like, no. Like,
yeah,
that's not why we're here today.
Like I'll do it myself. I'll fucking put.
Like, yeah, and the other thing too is like I don't mind.
Know,
I don't mind.
It's fucked.
If you want to sell me,
it's like, do the work. I'll do the work to do it. Just give me.
And the other thing too is I'm ready to pay the money. If you're gonna say there's a pair of Nike SBs out there that are fucking, regular price like $150, but you want to charge me $200 or whatever to make them my size and shit. Fuck, I'll buy 3 pairs of them then. Like I don't care. I just want you to make them my size.
What size do you need? What size do you need?
So I need 14 quadruple E.
I don't even know what that is.
Quadruple E is the width.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Like it's your width.
So,
you're the width.
The shoes I'm wearing right now, and that might be part of my back problem too, man, is the shoes I'm wearing right now are size 14. And they're a wide shoe to begin with. So like my feet fit in them all right. But literally, man, before, like I have a couple pairs now that are worn in really good. But before, this is how it would work, man. Like this is the only pair of shoes I could buy, right? So I go in, buy the pair of shoes, put them on. Fucking week later, my back's fucked up. Like, why is my back fucked up? Weird. Then I realized after a while, every time I buy a brand new pair of shoes, my back's fucked up. And I'm like, man, it's because I can feel it when I put the shoes on. I feel it. It's small. Like it squishes my foot, So I'm like, man, that's why my back keeps fucking up, is because I keep getting these fucking shoes.
Makes sense.
But by the time I've worn them for 3 weeks, they're fine. I've widened them out. I've worn my feet into them. But before that, it's so. My point is, if I get them just a little bit wider, my fucking feet will be nice, And like I said, man, I'll fucking buy 3 pairs. I'll buy 3 pairs right now. I'll buy a pair next year. I'll buy a pair the next year. But especially too, if you're gonna say like, if you were just some company, you're like, hey, yeah, like Giant Tiger said they make a pair of shoes, like whatever, that's cool, thank you, and like I would wear them. But my point is if you're gonna give me a pair of like I said, Nike SBs or like a Travis Scott fucking Dunk or something like my size, fuck, I'll pay you whatever you want for them. I'll suck your dick for them.
Take my money.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like that, your size, the size that you have is like that's hard. Like,
well, and that's the thing is like I can go into. Go ahead.
I know somebody that like he was. I remember. I think for his skate size, he was like double E, and he's not a tall guy. He's probably like average height. It's just he has wide feet. So for you being a tall guy and having that size of feet and being triple E, that's a hard size.
Yeah, man. And the other thing is, it's like I lose a lot of balance that way too, right? Because like you might not think
that's great.
You might not think of it, but you think like when you think of it, I'm standing in a shoe that doesn't really fit my feet, So I'm not really on.
You might honestly be the only person like kind of that size like around in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
Well, yo,
you should.
Like, I used to go
a fucking sheet of leather to the bottom of your foot, and you're good to go. You should just
advertise that
a shoeless trend.
I just need to get some nice shoe boxes.
And we'll just get it known, get that size known out there, so like it's more convenience for you since it's been a hassle for so long.
I have a really, really good idea for a shoe company, and I'm not going to bring it up right now because everyone's going to steal my idea. I feel like I've already given too much context to the idea, but
no,
to you three sitting here right now, if you want to know any more, we'll discuss it after. But I do have a really good idea for a shoe company, but. It's like, okay, so like I could go into like say like say I go into West 49, right? I go in there and like I can't go in and look at the wall and go, do you have this shoe in this size? I literally walk in and go, what do you have in a 14 or a 15? And they pull them out, and usually it's a fucking basic DC or it's like whatever, right? So So my point is my options are limited, but at the same time, that shoe fits. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna wear it. That's cool. Whatever, right? I'll stretch it out. Whatever. But then now, like, you get into like say like a 16 or a 17, you're not finding that at the store. 15, 16, 17, I guarantee you're not finding that at the store. But you go into the right store, you might find a 14, 15, right? So I mean, like even too, you go into like a Payless or like what's the one?
Like even a Winners.
Like a soft mock. Yeah, Winners, I used to get these like size 16 DCs, but they were like way too long. They would be good, like they'd be too long, but they'd be wide enough, right? Or I had a pair of work boots, man. They were 17s. They were like fucking 8 inches too long. And even then, my fucking foot didn't fit on the sole right. So I got these like fucking bumps on my feet from it and shit.
Yeah.
But my point is that it's like, okay, yeah. You walk in and you go, most stores, say you walk into a mall that has fucking 3 shoe stores in it, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you none of those shoe stores have a 15. They might have a 14, and even if they have a 14, the 14 might be skinny or might not be, it might not be wide enough for me, right? So if it's not wide enough, even the shoes I'm wearing right now, I have like fucking, I'll take a picture, man. I have a little spot where my baby toe is like cutting through the fucking material, you know what I mean? And so my point is yeah, sure, you might be able to go to a store and like I go to Walmart, I get the fucking size 14 like little skate shoes shit, right? So you might be able to go to a store and get a size 14, but you're not getting the size 14 quadruple E. But if you go into, say you go into earlier, Payless shoes, you go to Payless shoes, you're a size like, say you're size 10, but you're like a fucking double E or triple E. You go into Payless shoes, they probably have a Skechers shoe that's fucking size 10, fucking double E. Boom, there you go, you got a pair of shoes, right? But I go in and I go, hey, you got a 14? They go, yeah, we got 14s over here. Yeah, they got the 14s, but they don't have the fucking the width differences, right?
Yeah.
I can honestly say
it's like, hey,
I've never had to worry about.
I know, man. And Ben, back in the day, I bought a pair of skates. I shouldn't say I bought a pair of skates. My dad, shout out to my dad and my mom for buying me skates, but I had to go over to a specialty fucking like sports store and get them like measured out and like ordered for me, and they were size 13 triple E. I put them on fucking, what was it, 1 sec here, 9 years ago. Man, it was the worst experience I've ever had in my life, man. Like imagine not having like toes and like feet. Imagine just your leg was just like a blunt. Like you're just like this. It was just like that, man. Because I was just like this in the skates and I skated around. I was like, no, man, I can't do it. Like it was just like I said, it was just putting like a bare fucking straight bone down. I didn't have balance like this. I just had like this.
That reminds me of like those pictures of like when Chinese people used to bind their feet and they like,
yes.
When you said that, that's just like the image that popped in my head.
Yeah, same thing, man. Yeah,
some tiny ass feet crammed into.
Tiny
shit.
So now I feel like a lot of my issues are coming from that. And then, so like I said, I saw in the Lad Bible today on Instagram, the guy, he's 7'1", and I should start doing a video like this. I'm not as tall as him, like, and you think, okay, yeah, he's only what, 6 inches or whatever, 7 inches taller than me, and that's not tall. But when you're 6'6",
like half a subway.
That's the guy's fucking 7 inches taller than me. I'm 6'6". I don't think I'm that big when but when I see a picture of me and a couple of people, I go, holy fuck, I'm tall, right? So you look at this dude, holy fuck, he's tall. But my point is he does a bunch of fucking videos of him walking around in the mall, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna go into this store. I'll be in this store for 5 minutes. He's like, I'll bet you right now, someone asked me how tall I am. He's like, I'll bet you right now that someone goes, no way, whenever I tell them 7 feet. He walks in the store, the first person's like, how tall are you? 7 feet? No way. And like shit like that, you know? Mm-hmm. So my point is I feel like I could make videos like that, but I watched this guy's video and then he pulls out these size 18 shoes. I'm like, man, like I said, I DM'd him right away. I'm like, dude, where do you get your fucking shoes? Because I'm like, I don't get shoes, you know? Like, you're getting shoes that are size 18, but I can't get a 14 fucking quadruple wide. Any motherfucker way.
Wild, bud. That's wild, man. That's real wild. I struggle with just size 12. Fuck.
Yeah, and that's and like it's funny too because it's like, hey, some people are like, oh wow, like I wish I was tall as you. I'm like, yes and no.
Oh,
you know, like this. I watched a video of this girl and she's like, oh yeah, like I wish I was taller. And I watched the whole video and I went, wow, I feel so horrible for this girl. She's like pulling out like a step ladder to get up to the top shelf, and everything she does in the video, she has to get something to modify her height. And I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I'm this tall. But then at the same time, like there's certain things that I don't like, man. I buy a t-shirt, I go like this a little bit, and you can see my belly, you know. I always got to go to like a big and tall store and get like the tall t-shirts. Yeah, and like shit like that. So it's like, so, you know, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I fucking love the fact that I can reach up and grab that thing up there, and, you know, maybe you can't or whatever. So like, yeah, I can get up there. I'm taller, maybe I'm bigger, I can lift some shit, but
it comes with its drawbacks.
It's just, yeah, there's some things, you know, like, yeah, even too, like this sweater I'm wearing right now, like, I'll show you right now, like, it's tied up my arms, but the 2XL I was wearing the other day, on Wednesday, I remember I was showing off the drip, the DSGM fucking drip, shout out to Nico Post. But like that sweater is like loose as fuck. It's like baggy and shit, but it's the exact same size as this sweater. But this sweater is like tied to my arms and shit, and like it fits nice. I'm not mad at the sweater, but my point is someone my size, you buy.
It's inconsistent.
That's exactly. It's inconsistent.
Yeah,
I buy that sweater from Nico. I buy the sweater from DSGM. I go, okay, yeah, 2XL fits me like.
Yo,
it's kind of baggy, and then I gotta,
yeah. Check out Carhartt, man.
Yeah, Carhartt's good. They got tall. Not only do they have tall, but they also have like up to like 5 or 6L.
Yeah.
Which I don't need, but at the same time, they got the tall and shit. And that's the thing. I actually was just looking at, so right now, like I said earlier, I was wearing these new snow pants I got. So I got them for ice fishing and shit, and a little thing we're doing in the next little bit. But I figured I'd need some snow pants. So I got some snow pants. I got a little jacket and shit. But I was looking at a jacket, and it was a Carhartt. There was a Carhartt jacket with a hood, and like it was like extra long or whatever. But it was like $170 or something like that. Or I could get this like Dickies like kind of windbreaker like whatever for like $70. So I just pulled up that. I figured, you know, throw a hoodie on with that and shit. I'm not hot, man.
Well, I find with Carhartt though, like it will last, even though it's like a little bit more money. It's gonna last you a while. Trust.
True. But I just mean like, you know, for me, like standing around in the winter with like a hoodie and like a Carhartt on, I'm like sweating my bag off, man. Because I'm hot. I'm hot. Like, man, if I was wearing that shit, like if I was wearing like a sweater and a Carhartt jacket like that, I'd be in like fucking. Remember those shorts I was talking about earlier, the snow pants shorts?
Yeah.
I'd be in those, man, because I'd be in some big boots, snow pants shorts, and the fucking, you know, Carhartt and shit. So I feel like that. I will say, the Dickies jacket I have is kind of like a light windbreaker, but I feel, you know, with some snow pants and a fucking nice hoodie and shit underneath.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
But I feel you too though. I know a lot of guys that use the Carhartt shit that actually like. I mean, you see like what's his name, Action Bronson, always wearing Carhartt and shit. But like, I see a lot of dudes that wear Carhartt shit to like work and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, some people I know have only bought one Carhartt outfit.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, you buy one fucking full like, you know, pant, jacket, or like a even coveralls. When one buddy has a coverall, like man, it was like a beigey, like what do you call it, like a butterscotch, like a work boot color.
Yeah.
And now it's all like dirty as fuck and mangled. You know, like holy fuck, man, like. The fuck? And he's like, man, I've had this for 17 years. I'm like, seriously, man? Like, holy shit. So they do definitely last, man, for sure.
Yeah. It does last. Yeah. That's the thing about fashion, man. That's how I kind of pick shit, though, is like, it's kind of more quality, man. I'd rather quality.
True, and even too, like, what did he say? $50 for a T-shirt? That's some ignorant bitch shit, Macklemore. But I get it. I know where he's coming from. Yeah, I don't want to buy a fucking $300 Gucci T-shirt, you know, whatever. But at the same time, when it comes down to that, when it comes down to I'm gonna buy a $70 like Dickies windbreaker, I'm gonna buy a $170 fucking Carhartt that'll last me for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like in the Macklemore sense, yeah, I get it. I'm not paying fucking $300 for a stupid ass fucking Gucci shirt that I can just steal out of the Airbnb dryer. You know? But then in the sense of like, you know, would I pay $170 for a Carhartt jacket that's gonna last me the rest of my life, or pay $70 for a fucking Dickies jacket? I might have to buy another one in 10 years or whatever. Then yeah, I get it. You know.
Yeah.
Dickies is good though.
Yeah.
Dickies is good. Dickies is good though.
Well,
Oh, it is.
Yeah, good, but my point is, it's just a windbreaker. It's not like a, you know, if you got like a Dickies like work jacket, it'd probably be last longer. But it's just a what I say,
you don't sleep in the shit.
Maybe you do though.
Yeah.
Well, if you had to, because you live on the streets.
What'd you say, Bisha?
I was gonna say I got a nice new Dakota bomber jacket. Jacket. Yeah, it's nice, man. It has like infinite pockets in it too. It's fucking wicked. I love it.
Oh yeah,
you probably good too, man.
Insulated.
You just
I've had two pairs of Dakota boots and a pair of Dakota pants, and I might even still have a pair.
Oh shit.
Is he gone?
Yeah, I think we're losing him. He froze up anyway. No, not you, Leo. Staz is frozen.
He's frozen.
You froze.
Fuck.
Yeah, you froze. Yeah.
Was I in the middle of something?
Yeah, well, you were just talking after I mentioned my coat.
Oh, Dakota. Oh, yeah, no, I was just saying I think I had two pairs of Dakota boots and a pair of Dakota pants. And what I was saying was I think I still have a pair of Dakota boots and a pair of Dakota pants.
Nice.
Yeah, man, the boots are good. I've had those.
Yeah. Actually, those pants, remember I had the fucking, these aren't the same pants I was talking about, but remember those pants? Remember, Jonesy, you took, it was the night we had Leon and, what's her name?
Lee.
We had Leon and...
From Self-Made?
Dominic Gurley.
Oh, right.
We had the two episodes. That night, oh, no, I forget what I was even saying.
Something about pants.
Oh, Dakota, remember that night you were taking pictures? Like, oh, you got a little draft in your pants, man.
All right.
Yeah, I think those pants were Dakota.
Oh, okay.
They're not.
Nice.
They're not the same Dakotas that I still have. I think the Dakotas I still have are like work pants, like a Carhartt type shit.
So they're not completely indestructible then.
No, well, no. Like I said, though, I have some Carhartt pants. Or they're not Carhartt pants, but they're Dakota like Carhartt type.
Right.
Yeah, you know what it does.
Yeah.
Hey, Leo, are you on your phone or are you on your tablet?
Pad. Maxi pad.
Do you have a phone handy?
Yeah, I'm currently on my phone watching.
Oh, are you? Okay, yeah, no, okay. We'll do it another time.
Why? What do you need? What do you need?
I was gonna get you to look somebody up on Instagram, but we'll do it later. Don't worry about it.
I can do it. I'll make it work.
If you want, if these guys want to.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, throw yourself off for a second.
Yeah.
Zach and Cody, bro.
Zach and Cody.
That's so Raven.
What? 1 sec. Okay.
Go on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 sec. Oh shit! I didn't check my DMs. You want to see something?
Probably all the hotties.
Look at it.
Show me. Is it who I think it is?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, I almost clicked on your picture just to like.
Oh.
What did he say?
Is this
You got me a fucking. I got some paragraphs here.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh! Here we go, buddy.
No, Leo just stepped in some shit.
I'm like on the edge of my seat here. I want to know what it says.
Me too. I'm ready to calm myself.
Yeah, he's active right now too. Oh my
God. Just typing some shit out.
Oh. Oh my god! Like,
send it through, bro.
What's he saying?
Yeah.
Forward it to me.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec here.
What'd you say to him?
Nothing. I'm not saying nothing here.
No, but initially, you said something initially.
Oh, right. I was like, "Yo, pull up 4G Podcast. We live."
Podcast.
And you sent him the link or what?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you should have sent him the link, bro.
I know.
Audiocast.
He could podcast. You know.
I know what you meant.
Here you
It was
go.
the gin.
Where is it? Here, give me a second. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the snow's coming, boys. The snow's coming.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I sent it to your IG.
Is it snowing where you're at
IG.
right now?
Yeah, me. It's been snowing for
Check
a couple
it.
minutes, or like about half an hour, but not bad. It's barely a dusting. In 4G?
Yeah, I sent it to your IG for whatchamacallit. There you go. Someone's seen it. Instagram.
I can't
Wow,
see
what
it,
a-
but if someone else
this guy's a
doesn't, If you want to read it, do it, because I want to hear it. I can't see it. Or if you think it should be read. If you think it should be read.
Well, it's like... Well,
yeah, I mean, he says some shit that he doesn't need to say at all.
You don't have to say it because it doesn't really matter because it's his own choice, right? Because he doesn't. Yeah. He has other things to do, right? He has better things to do. So that's actually what he says first. That's what he says first. But it's like
I don't care about having them on.
No. But it's like he sends like literally 3 messages, but they're like paragraphs. It's just like, why are they paragraphs? Why couldn't you just say that to the guys, aka you guys, in the first place?
Yeah.
And not block you? There's no clout to be had, aka he said that. There's no kid shit. It's just like, say it out loud or say it beforehand. We can just not do it, and you can do what you need to do in your life because you have better shit to do. And quote unquote, mans are blocked for a reason. Clearly, I removed negativity from my page. But it's like, why wouldn't you just tell us you have better shit to do in the first place before any of this?
Totally.
I'm just gonna.
But that's it. That's all we need to give them.
I'm doing it.
That's all we need to give them. So, see you later, bud.
I agree.
See you later, Jay. See you later, Jay. You're cool. You got better shit to do.
He's spending money.
Oh shit, man! What the fuck? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's all good. It's all good, though. It's all good, though.
I just want to say one thing to every fucking artist that has ever been on 4G Audio Podcast. He says he's got better things to do, and one of those things, out of all of them, is make music that sells more than every guest who's ever been on that podcast put together. No offense, just a fact. So, just to every artist that's ever been on our podcast, Jay Honest seems to think that he's got better things to do, like make music that sells more than every guest who's ever been on that podcast. And one of the other things was, what was the other thing? Where did I see it?
Said something about honoring your dead homie, right?
Think I got time to waste listening to old men trying to chirp me because they got nothing better to do. The fucking most hilarious thing is you asked to be on this fucking show, you fucking bitch. And on top of it, the other thing, I don't give a fuck about your fucking brother's 3-year death anniversary. Fuck you and him. And the other thing is that we're not trying to chirp you. You asked to be on the show. We were going to do an interview with you. I don't give a fuck about your $3,600 fucking diamond ring, because apparently you're supposed to spend, like, what is it, a third of your fucking, or 10% or something of your fucking
3 months of your yearly income.
No,
yeah, so it'd be
a month, 3 months of rent. 3 months of rent.
3 months. So it's supposed to be it's supposed to be of your fucking income, right, or something like that. So if it's 3 months of your income, and you're making $3,600 every 3 months, sorry to hear that, bud. But and then the thing too is, like, you think I have spare time to waste watching that shit? You weren't supposed to watch it. You're supposed to be on it because you asked to be on it. Don't ask to be on something that you fucking despise. What a fucking goof, man. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's hilarious. Whatever.
I barely said anything to this guy. And he just he literally just told me his whole life right there. You literally just fucking spilled his whole life right there. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I literally said nothing.
No.
That's hilarious, though. I'm actually going back. I want to see it again.
I want to see it.
Shit. Well, should we do the lightning round with Leo or what?
Oh, definitely. I was thinking that earlier too.
Yeah.
Has that not happened already?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh,
Has Liam ever been on? Have you ever been on the podcast? I don't think so.
2 weeks ago or last week, but we didn't. I don't think we did it.
Yeah, we didn't do it with them there. Wait, did we? No.
Let's do it.
I don't think we did it. No.
Yeah,
That's
I don't think we did.
hilarious. As if he went
What is
that
that?
hard, dude. That's called what do you call it? Deflection
I'm
or?
glad.
Fuck him.
That was funny.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Poor guy.
Actually. Yeah, poor gay. Poor gay.
Poor guy. Yeah, we got people like fucking Night Low Val that want to come on the podcast. I don't give a fuck about Jay Honest or 3 names.
Yeah.
Jay Honest or 3 names.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of that, I just want to say real quick, if we have talked in the past and I've told you that you're on the list like 4 times, that means you're on the list. I have a job to do, and that's book people in when people are to be booked in. And that means that if you talk to me and we discuss that you're going to go on the list, you're going to go on the list. And I will 100%, I will 1000% message you back when it's time to come on the show. So please don't annoy the fuck out of me like 3 name. Because, yeah, he annoyed the fuck out of me. And then today, it's funny because I just want to say this too, because today I was like, yo, man, I'm like, chill the fuck out. Like, we already talked about this. You're on the list. You know, he's like, obviously you don't want to have me on. I never said that. I just said you're on the fucking list. There's almost 30 people on the list. And on top of it, if you wanted to play that game, you want to play the priority game, there's 30 people on that list. There's probably fucking 22 people ahead of you that I would rather have on this podcast. So I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sorry to you guys if you guys didn't want me to say that, but at the same time, fuck that. If you want to fucking annoy the fuck out of me, I fucking put you on the list. You're on the list. I'll ask you to come on. I asked the dude to come on next week. I said, fine, man. You want to let's do interview next week. That's our next open day. You want to come on? He said, fuck that. I don't want to. Not anymore. Well, not anymore. Well, fuck you. Bugging the shit out of me. And then now you don't want to come on because I tell you to come on next week. Fuck that.
Seriously.
Shit. Anyways, that's my personal opinion. Styles the Prophet.
Oh shit. So where's Leo at?
Leo, what the fuck are you doing?
Your friends are calling you. You better hurry up.
Oh shit.
Your friends are calling you.
Oh no, what the fuck? Look at that. That's pushy shit.
Pushy?
Yeah, pussy shit, I meant. If anybody's watching inside, bring me more alcohol.
He's gonna knock on the window, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously though. Here's a little snifter. And I just want to say, we got a little minute here to say, shout out to our fucking sponsors at Greengrass Oasis. You can find them at greengrassoasis.pickwalknagon on Instagram, or GG Oasis on Instagram as well.
They're dope.
They're at Tyndonega, Shannonville, and most importantly, Pickwalknagon. But you can also find them at ggoasis.com for all your fucking cannabis needs, edibles, fucking rubs, tinctures, extracts, flour, motherfucking everything, bro.
I think they got it all, eh? They got it all.
You know what though?
Shit,
you know what else they have?
Oh!
Yeah, they got. If you go to Pickwalknagon, I don't know about Tyndonega and Shannonville, but if you go to Pickwalknagon, they now serve gas, and they sell cigarettes and backwoods at Benny's Convenience.
Legends.
Fucking right.
Nice.
And they were fucking nice enough to give us a 2-foot joint.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, we won that shit.
I need it. I need that.
Yep.
Need to be there for that. I need to just document it.
Oh, it will be
Oh, we
documented.
will.
Oh yeah, fucking right.
In my lungs.
In your lungs. All right, so let's get this lightning.
Yeah, let's do this lightning round going here.
Right. We're good.
Hey,
I'm ready.
B-Show's got some questions for you.
Let's go. All right. Pizza or tacos?
Probably pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza.
All right. Powerade or Gatorade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Powerade.
Yeah.
Cheaper. The fucking little spout's pretty cool.
You said they're cheaper? It's the goddamn same price, bro.
No. I get it for $1, and Gatorade's like $1.25, $1.50.
Fuck that, you can get fucking 3 Gatorades for fucking $5.
Not here.
Or two Powerades for $4.
I got them $1 a pop, buddy.
You're lying.
No, I'll show you.
I'm joking.
I'll send it.
Right, gin or vodka?
You know.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's a gin, man.
It's the gin. Would you rather take a plane or take a train?
Take a plane. I love the food that they provide.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Seriously, food plane food.
I feel like
I've been on a lot
like
of
a
planes.
step below
I'm
hospital
not gonna
food.
lie. I've been on a lot of planes, and I've liked it.
I mean that's good, I guess, but
Yeah. I'm a simple guy.
Been within the same country.
I'm a simple guy.
Would you rather tattoos or piercings?
I have neither, so that's the thing.
should
On a
I
girl?
get a 4G tattoo.
I'm getting one.
Nice.
That's our next
I
vlog.
don't know. I'm pretty indecisive, so that's the thing. I don't know. I'd get a tattoo, so I'd say tattoo for sure.
What about for chicks, though?
What?
What about on chicks?
What do you mean?
Would you find more
that
attractive?
I feel like that question has two meanings.
Okay.
When I first was asked that question, I thought, on a girl or on me? Do I want a tattoo? I don't want them to have tattoos, you know? So I mean, like.
So then piercings, then, if that's what you're
See,
going
you know what I mean? It's like with the chick, I'm like, I want both. I want like a full sleeve. I want fucking two titty piercings and a clip piercing. You know, like get it all done, right? Nose piercing and shit. But then if you're talking like, do I want a fucking piercing or a tattoo? I probably want a tattoo. You know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
And tattoos cost more too, so it's just like you might as well get a free tattoo than a free piercing.
Bang for your buck.
Yeah.
True that. Alright.
It's +1 where I am right now.
For real, eh?
Oh, it's gonna be that heavy snow.
Yeah,
It is snowing here.
It stopped snowing now.
I'm not looking forward to this.
Oh no, I lied. Actually, it stopped. It's still snowing.
We're just getting 5 centimeters here.
Oh yeah, is that it? Yeah, no, just 5 centimeters.
Yeah. Still enough.
Salt.
Like, I'm fucking lazy and I gotta clear off cars, so it's like, fuck.
Oh no, you gotta clean the cars off.
I got like 40 of them though.
Yo, actually, you know
Like,
what though? No, I know. I'm just bugging you. It actually says I don't know if I'm reading this right, but it looks like it's gonna snow right until 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot, I think.
Yeah, you guys are probably gonna get it more than us, and then ours is probably
What
gonna
makes
stop
us
like
more special?
the Ottawa River.
It's that weather modification, man. They don't want us to leave our houses.
Yeah, it's hard, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard, man.
I seen a post actually. It was just like, oh, if you're not gonna stay home because of COVID, maybe the weather will.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Cheesy.
Yeah. It's how we
Shit. Fucking virus won't stop me. Weather shit. I'm gonna stay inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Alright. Boobs or booty?
Booty.
On me or on a chick?
On me or on a
Both. Both.
Hey, I just have to say one thing real quick. I saw a thing earlier. It was like when people make like a conversation thing, like it looks like text messages between two people. It was one of those, and it's like it was like mom, and it's like, oh, what the fuck did it say? Oh no, yeah, it's like why is there nothing in the fridge? And it's like, because I think you're too fat or something, you're gaining too much weight or something like that. And it's like, you're just jealous because I have bigger boobs than you. And it's like, Eric, you're not supposed to have boobs.
Oh, yeah.
All right. No, it's all right. It's all right. Would you rather be stuck in deep sea or outer space?
Probably deep sea, because I know a little bit more than that, because I've like even never ever touched space at all.
Did you know that we know a smaller, like we know like as for majority and minority, we know like the minority about sea than we do about space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the
And
thing,
we know less about the the sea than we do about the space.
About the space.
Yeah, I thought of that one, man. I sound like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. Would you rather never laugh again or never use your smartphone again?
Ooh.
Right?
Probably. I don't know. I'm gonna get judged for this one, probably.
Oh, you bastard.
No.
Fucking my phone, probably, because it's like.
Oh, you're not judged.
I get locked in sometimes, man. Sometimes I get locked in and I just keep scrolling, and it's just like no emotion. And you like say shit to me, and I just will like zone it out. So I'll just be honest.
I'll turn a video on the TV.
It's the
like
absolute.
Even earlier today, I put on a video. I'm watching this video. It was, man, the first part of the video was about a sword that's like fucking 13 feet long. It's like basically like no normal human could wield this sword. I'm like, oh, cool. I gotta watch this video. This is crazy. As soon as the video started, I was like, just went into my phone and started texting my brother. I'm like, wait, rewound it, started watching it again, started texting my brother. Oh shit, rewound it again. Started texting my brother. I kept doing it over and over because I fucking couldn't focus on the TV because and I text my, oh man, I just saw this thing. Oh yeah, cool, yeah. I'm like, oh man, because me and him were talking about like shit to do with what we're watching, right? But I'm fucking watching this shit. I'm like, man, I didn't even hear anything they just fucking said.
They're addicting, man. They just like, even if they're not, like, they gotta be with, like, it's like COVID. They gotta be 6 feet away or more.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
Alright. Would you rather never be gossiped about or never talked about at all?
Wait.
Gossip.
See that? Yeah.
I remember you guys go in depth like the other, like, you know, with having other people on your podcast and stuff. You guys do go in depth about this one quite a bit, I noticed.
Yeah, it's funny. There's a couple questions that we do leap into.
But it's like I've learned other things too from that, just even knowing that, you know, you might as well, because any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
You're fucking right. Even if it's like honest publicity.
Yeah.
But then you can go around and say like, oh, you know.
I'm sorry.
There's bad things that could be tied to any kind of publicity, right? So it's like, it's pretty vague, but If you got a business, you need it.
That's it.
Sure.
That's it. All right. Would you rather forget who you are or who everyone else it was?
I love Bisho's picture. I just gotta say that.
It's hard.
Hey?
That's a hard one.
It is a good picture for sure.
Probably forget who everyone else is.
Oh.
Staying true to the self.
That's the
Weird.
It's a hard question, though.
You die with that, right? No? You don't think you die with yourself and what you have to like think back on?
Oh wow. That's actually that's a good point though. Well, and at the same time too, I always preach to people. I always say to people, hey, when you fucking lay down at night, when you think about what happened over the last day, you think about yourself. You know what I mean? Like when you lay down at night, you're the star of the movie. You're the most important part of this fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, now I forget how that relates to what you're saying, but
yeah, it's just that's the thing that you're set to be thinking about for maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it can
so
it can look selfish or whatever, but it's also you're the fucking you're trying to make that. You know what I mean? Like you're not out there trying to make Jonesy's movie. You know, you're out there trying to make Fraser Image's movie.
Damn right. Oh, shit. All right.
All
right, sorry, man.
Fuck. That's funny. Yo, shout out Pac-Man. No, shout out Pac-Man.
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 Sorry, I got it wrong.
That's okay. It's better you than us.
Oh fuck. He's a legend.
Let's go.
He's a legend. He's a legend. All right.
All right. Would you rather be born with an elephant trunk or a giraffe neck?
Where is the elephant trunk located?
On
your nose.
Yeah, that's a good question though. That's a good question though, because one of our guests, their first response was, "I already got the fucking." They said I already got the fucking elephant trunk.
Oh, okay. I
so it does depend where it is. You know, where am I getting this elephant trunk?
All right. Giraffe neck.
All right,
that's fair.
Would you rather be forgotten or hatefully remembered?
Yeah, I remember reflecting back on this question before. That's a hard one too. Probably let's go forgotten about. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I had the selfish one before.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. He's honest.
Yeah.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
One horse-sized duck.
Why?
Because it's one object that you have to worry about. I find the little ones, it's like you're gonna be just everywhere.
Yeah. Good point. Would you rather go about your day naked or fall asleep for a whole year?
I love sleep, so I'm gonna go with sleep.
Shit, I love sleep too, but not that much.
Just gap a year, just say fuck it, and then just be like, yo, I'm gonna be another year gapping because I gotta catch up from the last year.
Fuck, I skip a year, my kid will almost be 11. Holy shit, that's fucked up.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that.
Well, that's you, not me. I don't have anything really. I don't have any responsibilities like that. So.
Well, fuck. I'll be 2 years older. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Crazy though. That's 2 years. Sometimes people think that's a lot.
Yeah, when you're 10, it's a lot. When you're fucking 30, it's not much. Sorry.
Yeah. True that. All right. Would you rather have 2 million followers or $2 million?
I don't know, actually. That's the thing. Like, I remember you guys reflecting, like, oh yeah, like 2 million followers, you could make maybe $2 million, but it's like you have to have the resources to actually fulfill those followers. So, and I feel like
I got the resources.
I feel like I don't have that because like I don't have that presence. So I would probably take the money, not gonna lie. And figure it out that way.
I'll network for you.
A true business.
Yeah. I know some guys.
You.
I know some guys. You know, the 4G. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I know a good lawyer.
Smart move.
Yeah, for me, it's for me. It might be different for other people. You know that like Jay guy, like Jay who might like take that money and buy some bad things with that, aka followers.
Yeah, Pizzagate type shit.
Yeah.
Or neck tats or some shit.
Yeah. Dude's got a sperm on his face. I just have to say.
If you could choose one skill to obtain instantly, what would it be?
Probably like double or triple something.
What?
Like be able to multiply things.
Yeah. Think about it.
Oh yeah, that would work with money for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, fucking right. Every time you go buy a half ounce of weed, it's fucking 3 ounces of weed.
Yeah, you touched your ounce of weed, you got fucking 2 ounces of weed. You touch your $10 of money, you have $20 of your money.
Yeah, I like it.
Every birthday card, it's not $50, it's $150.
Do you get to pick and choose what you double and triple though, or does it
one
just like
follower
everything?
is
If I like
2 followers.
Everything you touch doubles or triples. Imagine that.
Start jerking off.
You just got like doubles and triples. Yeah.
Oh,
just
my left hand does that.
That'd be sick for cars though.
Yeah, true that.
Yo, you want to fucking buy a car off of me? I got fucking 3 of these.
I might. Fuck. Seriously,
shit.
I'll have to come down and test drive some shit.
You need to.
Do it.
All right.
Here, wait one sec.
Yeah.
I need to. One sec. Here. Could you hear it?
Oh, we can hear it.
What was that?
That was the rev limiter, man.
Holy shit.
It's got a small rev limiter though, I think.
Yeah.
It only goes to 3,700 and it shuts down.
Yeah, you probably have a limiter.
Yeah. It's a PZEV, man. You know about the PZEV, right?
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever said that, no one's known what it was.
I know.
So like I had to explain it and no offense to them, I just knew that I had to explain it, but I just felt like someone like this fucking Subaru dealer fucking should know what a PZEV is.
Yeah. It's in all of them now.
Yeah, that's why it only goes to 3,700 because it goes, oh, this is too much. You're crazy. We're trying to save you a buck or two. I will say though, I said this on the last podcast, man. On Wednesday, I said I had a fucking Honda Civic. It was an EK 98 Honda Civic SI EK. So it's a 2-door VTEC. Fucking it's basically the fucking fastest Honda Civic before you get to like the B series, like they are dual overhead cam, right? So I have this car, right? I drove to the city, man. I'm surprised that this car made it as far as it did. I fucking, like, there was like no gas. There would have been literally no gas in this car. And I went and I had fucking either like $6 or $7 in my account because I was getting my paycheck that day, right? So I went and I put the money in. I drove down to fucking Bayshore and back. And I made it. I even pushed it. I was like, fuck it. Instead of cashing my check and fucking getting some gas, I'm like, I'm going to push it and see what happens. I made it home, and like I said, it was at the most, it was $7 that I put in. Might have been like $6.50 or something. But yeah, I put like, so let's say $7 in. And like when I got to the gas station, I shouldn't have gotten to the gas station. So there was literally like, if I put $7 in, there was like $7.30 of gas in this car.
That was
point is I get the same gas mileage with this 2.5 liter fucking boxer motor as I did with the 1.6 liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder fucking inline fucking 4.
And it's all-wheel drive.
That's the fact, yeah. And yeah, man, honestly, I'm gonna say right now, just real quick, I'm not fucking trying to sell a Subaru or anything, but I fucking bought this car on a Monday. And I went down to the city on a Wednesday. The next Wednesday, 2 days later, I drove down to the city. I was with a buddy from Renfrew. And I went down to the city. I met my brother in Orleans. So we went all the way to the other side of the city. Met my brother in Orleans. We went fucking secret location. I won't tell anybody because everyone will be mad about it. But we went to a secret location. We had a couple pints. We watched some people dance, and fucking when we walked out of that fucking spot, it was like not a pretty sight. Like it was like there was a lot of snow, like enough that like, as like I dropped my brother off. I said, man, we got to drop you off because we got to get home right now. And when we dropped him off, my buddy goes, look, man, I don't care. Like, I have some money. Like, I'll get a fucking hotel. Don't worry, man. Like, whatever, right? I said, fuck it. We'll make it home, man. I drove home from fucking Orleans. Man, there was, like, I was plowing the snow. The snow. There was that much snow that I was plowing the snow. I drove across the city at 60 kilometers an hour, just like this, scared as fuck. I got to the other side of the city. Everyone was fucking, like, driving real slow, right? I'm like, man, I'm going to test this. I'm like, I just got wheel drive. I'm like, I'm going to test it. I'm like, fuck it. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to pull out, because, when it's snowing, when you pull out in the left lane, it's way messier than the right lane, right? So I'm like, I don't want to pull in the left lane, give her some gas, and fucking go all squirrely because I just want to get home, right? So I'm like, let's just see how this works, right? So I pull into the left lane. I fucking kind of feel how it feels, I give it some gas, and I even kind of do this, try and like make it go squirrely. Fucking nothing. I couldn't make it go squirrely if I tried. I'm like, what the fuck? Weird. I drove 100 kilometers an hour all the way home, and like that's the speed limit on the highway. But at the same time, when it was this snowy, I guarantee you're not driving that fast. I was driving 100K down the road, passing people, pulling out, passing everybody. Didn't give a fuck, man. I got stuck in Buddy's driveway when I got home, man. I have a picture on my Instagram. You go check it out. I fucking got stuck in his driveway when I got home. I couldn't move backwards or forwards because I was hung up. But my point is I fucking made it all the way home on the highway, passing everybody like they were standing still. Didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking matter. So like my one buddy, he's like my mechanic. He works, shout out to fucking Jake gang. But he's like my guy. He works on my shit. And I told him I was buying a new car. I'm like, man, I'm looking at a new car, whatever. I'm trying to find something. So I was showing him, I was sending him links for cars and shit. He's like, oh, you're stuck on that all-wheel drive shit, eh? I'm like, man, it's all-wheel drive or it's fucking no car, man. I'm like, seriously? That's for me, like, it's all-wheel drive, man, because it's just I've driven front-wheel drive, I've driven rear-wheel drive, I've driven all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is the king, man.
Well, that's the thing. You're in Canada. You have snow. It's gonna come eventually.
I've always said Subarus are the ideal Canadian car.
Well, that's the thing. You need to if you're not one to switch your cars up or change, or you're always driving the same car, like literally 365, you need, and when you're in Canada, you need all-wheel drive. Not gonna lie, it's just
100%. Like if I me personally, I go buy.
Know that too. Like insurance companies know your car has all-wheel drive, so they're gonna consider that.
Oh, for sure. And like the thing is like I go buy, like I had a like I can still, like I will say, like I feel like I'm a decent driver, so I mean doesn't really matter. But at the same time, like all-wheel drive, I feel way more comfortable. But like
it is.
It's just it's a different world, man. It's 100% different world. It's you like it drives itself, man.
Yeah, you drive a legacy, man, and that's the thing. Like, no matter what, if you buy a Subaru, you're gonna get the all-wheel drive, no matter what car you buy, and that's the thing. No matter what trim level you buy, you're gonna get all-wheel drive, and that's kind of the main focus.
But that's the thing too, though.
For what Canadians should be looking for.
I think Subaru is the best for like you said, like a 365 daily driver, because if you go like here, like say I'm like, okay, I want to be able to drive down the road. I want to go on the highway and go to the city, but I also want to fucking go on the trails with my boys. Then I'll go get a Tacoma or I'll go get a fucking 4Runner, you know what I mean? Because I want to be able to do all that shit. But as for like a daily driver, Subaru, or not even Subaru, just all-wheel drive all day, 100%.
Yeah.
But like I said, like it's
but
different.
If you're getting
like
all-wheel drive, though, you might as well get the best all-wheel drive, and Subaru has the best all-wheel drive.
You know what's funny though? Here's one thing I will say. Is I took my Subaru. It started making some noises. I took it to my buddy. He's a fucking transmission like specialist. Like he knows what's going down.
You say Jake? You say Jake?
Say what? Okay, what?
You said Jake?
Say what?
Is it Jake that you said before?
Oh, I said earlier, yeah, no. So normally I take my shit to Jake Vessel.
I was gonna guess that.
Yeah, no, he'll fix whatever. Like he is an actual like certified mechanic.
Yeah, I know he knows shit.
But I took my shit to my buddy, one of my buddies. He's like a like tire lube kind of guy, but like his buddy's a fucking tranny specialist. So I brought the car there, and he looked at it, and originally he was like, "Yo, like, whatever, fucking, everything seems fine. You're good to go, right?" I drove it home from there, didn't make a fucking noise. Everything was fine. Then a little while ago, like not long ago, I was like, "Man, something's wrong." It was like banging around, like I could hear like smashing around underneath my armrest. Something's wrong. Like my tranny's gone, right? Like something's fucked. My buddy goes, "Man, it could be your hanger bearing." He's like, "You think you can drive it here?" So I drove it, took it to his shop. He looked at it. Fucking, like I said, he's a tranny specialist, and he took it for a drive and shit. And he came back. He goes, "Man, I got no good news for you, man." He's like, it's this and this and this and this and this, and you fix one problem for fucking $1,200, but then you got to fix the next problem for fucking $3,000, and fix the next problem for this, and it's just a list of problems. So he's like, just go buy a new car, right? And so my point is that he said that this is a 2011. He said 2011 was the first year that they made the CVT tranny, which is the continuous variable transmission or whatever.
You got it.
Yeah, and the first year they make anything, you don't want to buy the first year they make anything, because they got to work the glitches out. You don't want to, even like the video games sometimes, you don't want to get the fucking
Legacy,
because they got to work this shit out.
The earlier model to get it, because it's the Legacy and the Outback are like the more luxurious models of like Subaru, so they're ones to get more like quicker, because like everything after 2011 was the first people to get like the Forester and like my car and like the Crosstrek and all those guys. They were the ones like to get it afterwards. So that's the thing. Like
Well, yeah, and I actually just found out recently that the Outback was the same as the Legacy, but and that's another thing too, is it is the like kind of like luxury car, like the not luxury, but it's just like the level up or whatever, right? It's what?
Like Legacies and Outbacks are like they're more well equipped than the other cars. Like
and like
first.
I just and so Buddy said he's like, man, he's like it's the first year they made those trannies. He's like, so you're guaranteed it's fucked, right? Like he's like, you're lucky you got to 350K, so just be happy you got that. Like get another car. So my point is my buddy told me this like fucking I don't know, it might have been like late November, maybe early December. And so my point is he was like, your car is fucked. It's on its way out. And I've been driving it for how long now?
What K
month and a half, maybe 2 months. What's that?
What K are you at?
350.
Yeah. Let's get you out of that. Let's get you into a newer one, rather.
But like I said, it's had its fucking the what do you call it, the head gaskets and the water pump and all that shit's been done, so it's
nice.
It's good
Okay, that's good.
But it's just right now, it's just like I said, Buddy told me, he's like, I'm a tranny specialist, whatever. He's like, the tranny was the first year they made this tranny. He's like, it's fucked.
But like, if you're at 350 though, that's good though.
Well, he said, he's like, you're lucky to make it this far, just buy another car. But what my point is, I guess what I'm getting at is that he basically told me, get a new car, your car is fucked. And it's been like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And it's still been fucking giving her fine. Like, I get the odd little like shuffle in it, but it's what?
Well, that's the thing. Like, he's predicting like what could be catastrophic in maybe like 4 to 5 months, and that's where he's like, because he's a good friend, right? He's telling you like get out of the car earlier than you should, but you still have time before things happen. So
true, yeah. It's just that I just mean my. Oh, go ahead.
Let me know though. Like that's the thing. Let me know, and I can try to help you out and get you out of it and into something similar.
Fucking right, man. I'm down.
That's the thing. You're far away, so.
Oh no, fuck. Well, you just gotta send me some pictures. Fucking, I'll send you an e-transfer. I'll fucking dip down and.
Well, no, we'll make it work for sure. Like I've definitely done deals from like way farther. It's just like I just want to make sure, right? I want to.
Oh yeah. No. So we'll
make sure that the people that I know get decent cars too, and I want to make sure they make the right decision and all that, because it's gotta make sure, because it's a big purchase, right?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. And at the same time too, if I know fucking it's not like. So like a couple of times there in December, I talked to a couple of people where I was like, yeah, man, I want to buy this car. My one buddy lives in Barrie, and he was here. He was here in Ottawa, and I was talking to him, and it just clicked in my head. I'm like, wait, you're from fucking, I'm like, you live in Barrie, man. He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm looking at a car right now. It's the exact same car as I'm driving right now, but white, and it was 2 owners. And before the guy who owned it now, he has a fucking, like a, what do you call it? Like a company car. So he doesn't drive this car. And the person who had it before him was an old person. And it was the same car as mine. And he was ready to sell it for cheap. So I got my buddy to, I was driving over to his house to test drive the car. And he called them. And the guy said, he's like, I just sold it last night for the full. He's like, tell your buddy I sold it for full price. So whatever, right? So I wasn't paying full price, but my buddy called me back. He's like, hey man, he's like, he just sold it for full price. But my point is that fucking, I was looking at a bunch of different cars, but they were far away. And I'm like, man, I don't want to go there and then like, stay the night in a hotel or whatever happens, pay someone to drive me there and not buy the car, you know. So my point is that if I had, you know, like, you know, we could keep in touch, and you send me some different shit, and we'll work some shit out, you know. But definitely, yeah, if you have, like, you know, I'll send you what I'm kind of looking for, and you keep your eye out and shit, right?
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Make that shit happen.
Honestly, that's the thing. Like, let me know what you're willing to, like, you know, deal. What kind of numbers? Let me know what kind of numbers you want to deal with, and I'll fucking make sure we get you a good one.
Yeah, I want a $100,000 STI.
No, yeah, we'll get you that. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No, I'll let you drive mine. Yeah, I'll let you drive mine. How's that?
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll give you like $50 or whatever.
No. I know you, man. Like, I'm not gonna charge you to drive my car.
Wait. You have an STI?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I thought you just had a WRX.
No.
Oh, you actually have the STI.
Just no wing.
Oh, beauty. Okay. And I don't mean to say just a WRX, because the WRX is pretty sweet too. But
no, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's the motor.
Okay,
it's the motor.
I didn't know yours was an STI. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My homie's working with some shit. Man,
the only STI you want to admit to.
Man, so I knew this girl from Empire, and she's got like a dirty STI, like I think it's like
they would from there. They
like
would
maybe
from
like
there.
like 2006, 7, 8 kind of STI, I think, with like a big like fucking dirty ass spoiler on it and shit. And but it was like, and it wasn't just, you know, oh, I have an STI, like she just drives the car. Like it had like the proper wheels. It had, you know, like little fucking every little detail. It was the thing, right?
It's the thing. Like crazy. I
keep seeing it. I see it in Empire every once in a while, right? This is now a couple years back. She might not even have it anymore, but
still though,
I'd see it in Empire, right? And I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, like, yeah, I know that chick. She has an STI. Man, I can't find my joint. I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. It's like a time lapse, bro.
That's so funny, though.
The black hole under your chair, under your seat.
I don't even know what's going on, man. But yeah, you know what it is.
You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Gangster shit, baby.
All right,
next time.
Yo, we'll do a daily vlog and an STI. Let's do a daily vlog and an STI.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do a fucking little hot box in the STI.
Dope. It'll be dope.
We'll all get STIs together.
You'll get an STI from me.
Pay good money for that STI.
You do. You do. You really do. But it's an experience, and it's an experience.
It's an experience and an investment all in one.
And then it never goes away.
Yeah. It's like paying $40,000 for a parachute ride and then selling it for 10 years later.
No, like, it's funny because, like, if you were to turn around and sell my car for what the kilometers are and what the trim level and the year and everything, I bought it for, like, let's say if I bought it for 45, I can turn around and sell it for 30, and I've had it for, like, pretty well 2 years, let's say.
Well, and Subarus hold their value like Toyotas. I'm not saying a lot.
It's a blessing.
It's true though.
And that's the great thing about Subaru. Like, sure, you might pay top dollar for a used one, but it's a good car. It backs itself up for that price. And then that's the thing where in terms of a salesperson, I can show you a price of a used one that's like close to the year of a new one and be like, yo, honestly, you might as well buy a new one because the difference in price is not that much and you have the full warranty. And honestly, that works like a lot of the time. Not gonna lie.
Dude, this guy just hijacked our platform for selling Subarus.
No, but
I'm joking, man. I'm joking,
no. But
I would have yelled at you way sooner.
I can talk about it all day long, so that's the thing.
That's true, though. And that's the thing, too, is, man, like...
I got my spiels.
I feel like I'd be good at selling cars because I talk about cars with somebody who knows about... Like, man, I meet somebody for the first time. I actually met a dude not long ago. Well, fucking probably about 2 years ago, but met this dude. Me and him... So, okay, his girlfriend is, like, one of my friends from since we were, like, really young, right? And so she invites me over. She's like, come over for a drink and stuff, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll have a bonfire and have a drink. Okay, cool, yeah. I come over, fucking, within the first 15 minutes of me being there, it's me and her and him. And the whole first, like, 15, 20 minutes of me being there, me and him talk to each other. Like, just giving her. And we were talking about fucking Japanese cars and shit, you know? We're talking about fucking R34 GTRs and shit, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I'm like, you know what I'm talking about, man. So, like, me and him get all horny and fucking, we go inside. He's got like the fucking, it's from Too Fast, Too Furious, the, like, gray Skyline and shit, you know? And I'm like, dude, that's my fucking favorite car. He's like, that's my favorite car. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, did we just become best friends, you know? But my point is I talked to somebody who likes Japanese cars, and I could sit there and, like, I could go off. Like, I sound like a little schoolgirl. I'm like, oh, like, cars, and, like, oh, yeah, like, you know? But then,
it's true, though. It's true.
You know, so I could go off. So then, like, sometimes someone would be like, my buddy bought a car the other day. I'm like, oh, cool, yeah. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I just go on, like, and then they'd look at me and be like, I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, sorry, I just love this shit.
It's so true, though. Sometimes you can get people just knowing shit because you just talk about it so much.
So does that mean I get to look forward to you in a new Subi sometime soon?
Yeah, you know what, actually?
I'll take care of in a nice, safe vehicle, all-wheel drive, airbags every which way. We'll protect you. Because it's not about you. You're a great driver. I know you're a great driver. It's everybody else, buddy. It's everybody else.
I got to show you this.
Oh, look at that sexy steering wheel, but... Oh, never mind.
That's from the bear, man. That's from the fucking bear.
Oh, that was from the bear.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, I forgot about that. You got that. Oh, yeah, fucking memento. He's got his claw. You get a bear and a Subaru.
And the rest.
What the fuck? There's so much.
Yeah, Bear Claw gang, baby.
That's crazy, yo. See, that's the thing about Subaru, man. You fucking hit a bear in a Subaru and you're telling the tale, bud.
True that. You fix the plastic and you drive her down the road. The cop was ready to let me go. He's like, yeah, you can probably drive her. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, fuck yeah, yeah. There's no fluid leaking or anything, but yeah, I smoked that motherfucker hard.
What a fucking holy shit, bud. That's crazy.
But yeah, fucking right. Get me in a fucking...
Do you want another Legacy?
I like the Legacy. I just want to show you this real quick, though, while we're fucking here.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can turn my camera around here. I got the fancy deck in there.
Nice. Looks good.
Beautiful.
Looks clean.
Oh yeah, you can connect whatever the fuck you want. It's got all the fucking gadgets. You got the map and shit.
You got it. There you go.
But
It's
yeah,
the
it
only
goes
way how
hard.
you get around Ottawa.
You what?
It's the only way you get around Ottawa with a fucking GPS. God damn.
Oh no, I'm pretty good. I know where it's at. But the other
Not
thing
me.
is the fucking. I just whenever I hit the bear too though, it's a long insurance story, but point is I didn't have the fucking. There we go. I didn't have the. So whenever I got the car, I bought the car down in the city, and I didn't have insurance. So I called my buddy, who's an insurance dealer or whatever the fuck you call them, and he hooked me up with insurance. But he hooked me up with insurance just to like drive the car home, you know. And so a couple months later, I smoked the bear, and I looked at him and said, "Hey man, fuck, you owe me a car, you know." And he's like, "No, man." He's like, "It's you don't have collision and shit." I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" I'm like, "This is the first car I bought that was like fucking worth some money." I'm like, "Fucking, I wanted the insurance, you know." So right away, I fixed the car and changed the insurance, and now hopefully I hit another bear and everything goes fucking smoothly. But
let's not hit any more bears.
No, well, I was thinking for what the car's worth, if someone could hit me from behind or fucking whatever, get a couple fucking G's and buy a car, you know. But my point is whenever I hit the bear and I was like, buddy told me that I didn't have collision, I was upset because I thought, man, I'm like, how do I take this fucking stereo out and put it in another car? I can't put that into a fucking $500 fucking Honda Civic. I need to have that in a fucking Legacy, you know?
Yeah.
So then I felt like I was like, oh no, man. I'm like, I don't want to let go of this Legacy. So my point is, if I can get another Legacy or Outback, I can throw that fucking screen in there. It'll fit all in nice, you know? Get the doctor to suit her up and good to go.
Yeah. I'll let you know, man. If something comes through, yo, I'll let you know.
Okay, right. We'll be in touch. I'll fucking, I'll let you know my fucking bougie and we'll get her going.
Yeah, I'm still working, so that's the thing. I'll keep an eye out and I'll let you know. I know what car you have. I know what car you have, so I know what to look out for.
Shout out to the essential workers.
Yeah. You gotta buy a tool. A car is a tool.
Yo, wait. I just want to say, wait. Show us your pants, because you didn't show. You showed us earlier, but you didn't show us on the live. Show us your pants.
He's not wearing.
If you're still wearing the same pants, yeah. If you're still wearing pants, yeah. See, god damn, man. This guy's dripping.
Matching hard.
Yeah, black and yellow, black and yellow.
You gotta make sure, you know, because you know when you're landscaping, you gotta make sure they see you.
That's the truth.
Nah.
Oh, I should have tossed them outside.
All right, lads. I think it's time to close it down here soon.
Fucking right, yeah.
Holy fuck, 12:30.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Fucking, maybe we'll see you next week. I don't know.
Oh, we will.
Fucking right, first love. I'll take a picture of the back of this sweater and you can post it in the post and everyone will be like, oh, that's cool.
For sure.
But yeah, no. Shout out to fucking Jay Honest. Gang, everybody. Anybody want to shout out anybody while we're here?
I will shout out. I know no one's gonna hear this probably. But...
Yo, shout out Jay. Shout out Jay.
Shout out Jay.
Jay
I did find out actually today.
I love him.
Shut up for a second.
One love.
Wait.
There is a little baby boy coming in June. I found out it's a little boy.
Nice.
So yeah.
No, who?
Little Jonesy's gonna be here. And, my little baby boy.
No. Oh.
Shit, I was convinced it was a girl, man. I was convinced it was a girl.
No, it's
the little one of you.
yeah. So all my brothers, they've all had boys, right? Like it's just all boy. Even my mom, she all like it's only boys in the family. So it was a pretty high chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's my
man.
that's my little shout out.
He's DJing right out the womb.
Fucking. For real though.
Nice.
Oh,
Congrats.
absolutely. Thanks, bro.
Congrats, man.
Fucking right, yeah, man. Congrats, that's awesome. Like I said, we talked about it a while ago. I'm like, are we taking bets? We're taking bets. I'm like, I was in my head. I'm like, girl. But no, that's awesome, man. Fucking right.
Fuck, I'm pretty stoked about it for sure.
Yeah.
Are we gonna stream? Are we allowed to stream it or
what, the birth?
No.
Yeah, that's no. I don't think.
I don't
What
think
are we
it's gonna
streaming?
stream like, you know?
All the stuff? No.
Maybe afterwards.
You know,
There might be a picture one day, but I don't know about streaming no more.
It's funny
Pop
for
legend.
Christmas. My brother got me a little. He's got like a little 4G toque and a little baby like 4G onesie. So
Nice.
the first outfit, he's gonna be all decked out in 4G gear.
Yeah, do it. Let's do it.
The little 4G mascot.
Fucking right. I got something coming too that'll
Just
be
fucking
awesome too.
DJing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was
He's a
gonna say. Yeah,
producer.
he'll be in
He's a
there producing.
Oh, fucking right.
Yeah.
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 Jonesy be making beats with the baby cries. He scraps it.
It's gonna
Yeah.
sample that shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Write it out.
put it in the beat somewhere.
True
So,
that,
like,
yeah.
Don't let him listen to Jay's stuff then.
No, that's not gonna happen. Good influences only.
Just scrap.
Yeah. Oh shit! Fucking right, boys. This is a good one.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Have a
one.
good night, boys.
Gang. Wait one sec. I want to do one more thing before we fucking leave. You see it?
Yeah.
Just raising my hand, saying what's up.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, any motherfucking way. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been another fucking 4G Audio Podcast. We're the Basement Weirdos. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
and I'm Jonesy. Peace.
Let's go.
Tonight we had fucking Fraser Image in the building. You already know what it does. Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, you too,
Fucking
boys.
yellow, baby. Gang. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
We out.